This is the X&C Podcast, your Xbox newscast, featuring Colteastwood and Mag, hosting industry interviews and gaming talk live on YouTube every Monday night at 5 p.m. on the West Coast, 8 p.m. on the East Coast. For all of you listening around the world, X&C Podcast is available on demand on Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Welcome to the show. Join the chat, hit the like button, and let's get into this week's topics with the Xbox newscast. Welcome to the X&C Podcast. I am Colteastwood, and over here,
yes, sir,
is a sexual pterodactyl.
That's true. Sexual Tyrannosaurus, as a matter of fact.
No, pterodactyl, because you have dainty wings.
Okay. Oh, I have dainty wings. Yes. I do land quite daintily on trees and flowers and bushes. Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Anyways, we're here. We have some things to talk about tonight. So it's XNC. Welcome everybody. How's everybody doing out there?
Yeah, we were Mag
I can't hear you.
we were talking before the show started. Like, man, the news has been crazy. We need like something crazy, like an explosion at Rockstar Studios, or Phil Spencer to retire or get fired or something.
Yeah.
Big.
We need something to have. Someone needs to cancel a game like right now. Like I'm talking about like tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. We have to find out that like. I don't know. GTA 6 is delayed indefinitely, or I don't know. Call of Duty is forever.
They lost
canceled.
the code.
Yeah, something's got to happen, like soon, because we need things to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. What's up, Lotus Esprit? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, we do have a few things. A shout out to Zocker87 in the chat, who has made his triumphant return to YouTube last week, about 5 days ago, and
terrible decision.
What a horrible thing to put yourself through to deal with making YouTube content, but he's covering some long form videos. Go check out his video tonight if you want to hear all about what the game developers are doing when it comes to AI and what they can and can't do. That's all I'll say. Go check out his video and show him your support. And he's been a longtime friend, and even to the olden days. But yeah, we appreciate you.
That's why I was sent to murder every single person that was on RDX one at a time. So like what's happening is I have a sash very much like Ghost of Yotai. And what I do is after I take out a member of RDX, I just wipe the blood of my sword across the name. And I've gotten through one. I'm working on you for a couple of years. I'm playing the long con with you, Colt.
Right, of course.
I've been working on this for a couple of years. I'm going to draw you in even closer, and then that's when I strike. Zocker's next. D-Batch is right up there on the list. So one by one, I'm going to take all of RDX out. So I'm glad Zocker's back, because now he's come out of hiding. So now I know where to find him. But either way, nice to see you again, Zocker. And do yourself a favor. Go the Randall Thor route. Turn off your camera. So... Sorry, hey, I'm full of piss and vinegar tonight, man. We're having fun. We're just having fun.
Yeah,
we're just having fun. I love you.
They let you out of the mental hospital.
Like
yeah. Thank you for saying that. Soccer appreciated it as well.
Of course, he's talking in the chat.
I was going to say they let you out of the mental hospital. Huh? Oh, I mean, I did, but I don't remember. But I already regret it. He's already banned 19 people.
Unbelievable.
They let you out of the mental hospital. I know that you posed
Yes.
it like you're actually really in a regular hospital, but we could see the straitjacket. Then you're back.
I was in a private clinic. I didn't. It wasn't a hospispital. So everybody was freaking out, and I'm like, self-admitted, of course. I'm like, guys, it's okay. I'm fine. I'm like, if it was something serious, you would definitely know about it. But no, it was just a procedure that had to get done, and I don't do well with the anesthetic. It's hilarious. But no. I wasn't getting a reduction, folks. That's all. But either way, it was fine.
You're like, oh, you get home, I can fit through the door.
Day. Oh, dude, I was so high when I got home. And my wife says to me, because you can't drive after these things, right? So after I woke up in recovery, she drove me back home.
Yeah.
And she's like the next day, she's like, you 100% were a good thing you stayed off of YouTube. Because the stuff you were talking was so insane, because you were completely high on propofol. That was like, it was nuts. It's like, thank God you didn't go downstairs and just hit record and like send anything out to the YouTube, because 100% you'd be like, what did I say?
That would have been the best time to do a mag.
Well, the thing is,
a mag video.
I wasn't groggy. at all. Like I came out of the anesthetic, I was fine, and I'm like, I want to go home. I immediately, but I was like really, really hyperactive and completely stoned at the same time. So it was like the worst mag you could possibly have.
Red said in the chat, the funniest comment was, Mag, the hair procedure didn't work.
That was really funny. I did see that. Yes.
It's funny you say that. Like, last fall, my father-in-law went in for a major procedure, and he was like hopped up on all of the stuff to make him feel better. And he was just like, I love you guys so much. He's like, you're all the greatest. And he was very quiet, but you could feel, he was feeling grateful, but also there was a little bit of like drugs, right? And he took my hand. He goes, I'm sorry, I haven't asked you more about your YouTube stuff. And I go, hey, it's okay. I mean, my mom doesn't even watch the show at all. So at least he knows quite a bit about what I do on YouTube. And it's funny you say that. The other story is about 2 years ago, I dislocated my shoulder. Oh, it was a lot of pain. But after the procedure was done, maybe I was on propofol, like when I woke up, or whatever you call it. But my wife said I was so loony, but I felt so crystal clear. I told the doctor and the nurse, I was like, thank you so much. I feel so much better, because I was miserable before the procedure. And I felt like I was just so calm. Like, thank you so much. I feel so much better. Yeah. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. But, to my wife who's not on drugs, is like, I was going, oh yeah. I don't know what it was like, dude, but
it's awesome. Right? I like, it must be amazing to be a drug addict. Like, I mean, it's just like everything is awesome all the time. We should totally be drug addicts, yeah. But I got to tell you, man, it's totally wild. It's just, the thing is, though, I went the opposite way. Instead of being like totally not like cool and calm and just be like, yeah, man, this is pretty nice. Like when I woke up, I'm just like, I want to go home. And immediately by the time I got home, I was Alex Jones. I was just like, the frogs are in the water. The frogs are coming for us. It was like, you know what I mean? It's like, check under the pizza parlors in New York, and like all this crazy stuff. And I was just saying the craziest things. And my wife's like, oh, okay, honey, that's cool.
Do you remember saying stuff like that? Or
nope, I don't remember a damn thing I said.
But you thought you were crystal clear.
I was 100% convinced I was crystal clear, and I was making sense. And I was just like, no, everybody in the world is crazy except for me. You know what I mean?
That's why drug addicts act like that. Yeah, that's
like, why. I thought I was like the most normal person in the room, and I was getting a little angry. I was just like, what is her problem? Like not understanding me. You know what I mean?
Have you seen like the reel or TikTok where the guy's like pulls up in a nice car and he sees his ex-girlfriend? He's like, you thought I was going to be a loser? Look at me now, driving a nice car. And then it cuts to her looking at him, and he's like a druggie sitting on the ground pretending he's driving a car. That's what it's like. That's what it is.
That is 100% what it's like. Like, my clarity came back probably, like, I would say later that night. So I got home around 10:30 in the morning. So it probably took about 12 hours before normal, my version of normal came back. Let's say around late evening, around 10:30 p.m. And then I was back to normal, and then I was fine. But I couldn't do anything. Like, I didn't make any videos. I didn't play any games, like nothing. I was just kind of walking around the house talking. And then lying down for a bit because, whatever. And it was all good. It was hilarious, though.
Yeah, I
highly recommend propofol, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't even really remember what happened this week, and I didn't go in for any procedures. So normally I would say like what we've been playing. You kind of took a break, and I've just been kind of.
Well, I don't know. Hold on. I did play quite a bit of games, though.
Oh, you did? You platinumed something.
I platinumed Ghost of Yotide. And I found it to be a very, very lovely experience. It was a great story. Gameplay was good. All that jazz, like everybody knows. But either way, it was a wonderful game. I got that. And
whoa! I know you might do a marinated game review, but
I might do one. Yes.
Right after rolling the credits and spending 40 some hours or whatever it was, what kind of number would you give it before you like marinate in your review? Because it might be my next game.
I would give it an 8.5.
Okay.
The map is not perfect. It really kind of bothers me. The wind thing, I think, was better in the first game in Ghost of Tsushima. But they have a guided mode now, what you could do is, so like like, for example, if you're going to head towards like an area, you could just press, you could swipe up on the pad and just the wind goes and you follow the wind. But now there's in the accessibility section, you can actually turn it on so that you automatically face where you have to go. But it's really irritating. So like, for example, if you're heading towards like an objective, right? And you got the wind going there and you're on the horse and the horse goes like this and then just goes straight to where the wind is blowing and it'll keep you there. But if there's a tree in the way And you're like, well, okay, I got to move out of the way of the tree. So you kind of go around the tree. But then all of a sudden, you're fighting with the controller because as soon as you leave that path, it starts pulling you back and starts
turning the
moving
camera
back. Right, yeah. And so I'm like, can you stop? Right? And it's just like, I get it, but like it was a little irritating. The other thing is I did not like in combat, there was two choices you have. You can have free flow combat where you move the camera yourself, but you're also surrounded by 5 dudes. Right? And so
which
you're
is
like,
something you're used to.
Right. It's obviously it's Friday night for me, especially on the dance floor. And so I'm like, okay, so I'm going to deal with these guys. So as soon as you go to parry attack from a front, all of a sudden, dude's already slashing you from the back before you even had time to parry the first one. So I'm like, yeah. So what I did is I'm like, okay, well, went back into the accessibility, and I'm like, well, you can actually lock onto characters as well, right? So I'm like, great. I lock onto a character. And then what ends up happening is you lock onto that character and everybody's still killing you from the back. And then you can't get out of that lock unless you press the button. But then when you press the button, it's too late because they're already on top of you, right? So I went back to the free flow method and I learned and I got really good at it. But it was still, even after 70, I think it took me 71 hours to get the platinum on it. Even after all of that, I still found myself fighting with the system for the combat,
like fighting the camera.
And fighting the camera with the wind guidance thing. Other than that, the game was amazing. But the story was incredible. The graphics were amazing. All that other stuff, movement, everything else was just stellar. Sound, music was fabulous. But anyways, I did that, and then of course I had a much less pleasurable experience due to the generosity of Grumpy Old Fart, who's in the chat right now.
Right.
He bought me Code Violet.
You mean
I'd
Goon
like to
Violet?
shout out, dude. I'd like to shout out the near 2,000 people that combined that came to watch my 2 streams to watch me play this game. The first couple levels are great. I'm telling you right now, it's not that bad of a game. I'm like, this is all right. It's like the old Resident Evil. Right? It's just Resident Evil. I'm like, oh, I get it. But like not the modern Resident Evils. It's like if you went back to play like Code Veronica now. You know what I mean? Like before they do a remake. So it's kind of like that older school. Graphics weren't horrifyingly bad, and like the combat was fine. The gun thing was, her movement was good. It was 60 FPS. The puzzles were fairly simple. I liked the premise. There was dinosaurs and stuff, kind of like Dino Crisis. I'm like, all right, this is a pretty good game. I'm enjoying this. It's like a 7. And then the second stream happened. Then you get to the middle part of the game, and I have a feeling this is where they started to give up. Right? So it seems like they put all the effort into the first half of the game, and they're like, all right, this is our initial presentation. This is our, this is where we're going to put all this effort, to give that great first impression. And then you could see where it starts to fall apart. Because the second stream, I can tell you right now, folks, if I had hair, I would be ripping. I want to take my skin like Terrifier 3 and just rip my own face off and just scream in agony. It was so agitating. The puzzles were just nonsensical. The story, I still don't even know what's going on. I'm on the last level of the game. I have no idea what's happening. I don't even know why there's dinosaurs. I don't know what's going on. Somehow, then the bugs started showing up. One great bug, though. There was a bug where the camera angle just went all the way down. And all you could see on the screen, by the way, is really funny, people, for anybody who watched that live stream. All you could see was her behind.
Oh, okay.
Which is great. But the problem is when you're being attacked by velociraptors. Well, when you're getting attacked by velociraptors, you can't see what you're shooting because you're just staring at her butt. So I'm just like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. So the game went from a 7. It's now down to a 5.
Okay.
But either way, I am going to finish that game. So I will be doing one more stream this week, and we're going to get into it. But either way, so I've been doing all that. So I got that platinum on Ghost of Yotai, and now I'm playing this mediocre to now horrendous Code Violet. But like I said, I'm going to suffer through it because the people have spoken. They're asking for it, so they're really happy to see me. And I finished cooking filming my newest cooking video. So I've been a busy cat, dude.
And I got a little sneak peek of that before the show too. So
I sent you some pictures. Yes. I mean, there are pictures of me in a bikini, but I mean, next to me was the food.
So, it wasn't a bikini. It was just 2 clamshells and a sea sponge.
Either way, I do not recommend Code Violet. I was recommending it for a bit, but now that I'm getting to the end game and you're seeing the holes, and that's what someone in the chat said during the live stream. They're like, dude, the first stream, the game looked great. I would have bought it. I'm like, I'm almost considered it. And it's like, now watching the second stream, it's like a different game. It's like it just completely fell apart at like the 70% mark. It just fell to pieces.
That's when you need someone to come in and do some QA/QC, far into development and help them out.
Yeah, well, something. I don't know. Get a family member if you can't afford one. Like, just get Uncle Bob to sit down and try the game. It'd be like, nope, I don't like it. You'd be like that horse from Ren and Stimpy.
No, sir, I don't like it.
No, sir.
He's selling nipples. What are the rubber nipples on Ren and Stimpy?
You almost made me spit water all over my.
And I was just talking to my brother-in-law. He was over for the weekend, and we were talking about Ren and Stimpy. He was like, remember when there was all those weird, crazy cartoons on MTV, Eon Flux, and Ren and Stimpy and stuff? I was like, yeah, those are the cool days, man. The days are long gone. Speaking of cinema and movie and TV stuff, one of the big things that broke this week, as I kind of put on my serious podcaster hat, we got to talk about it. You and I didn't really talk much about it, but the unveiling of the Lara Croft character for the new TV series was shown, and she's wearing the iconic Tomb Raider 3 outfit with the John Lennon glasses. And this is like one of those things, like, give the fans what they want, actual normal Lara Croft, like in the outfit she wore in the games, make sure that, she's, I don't know, but everyone was outraged. And there was some pretty viral takes on online over this Lara Croft, make sure I say Lara Croft character thing. I'm not interested in movies or TV shows, but I'm super interested in playing the games. But what was your initial reaction? Because I thought, that's all right.
Yeah, like I didn't understand the outrage. I didn't understand it. Like there's some things I can understand. Like when you sit down, you see people like just tearing into like, for example, Starfleet Academy or whatever, right? That's the big one now. And everybody's
the new Star Trek thing.
So I mean, it is horrendous. I watched the first.
But by the way, did you see that William Shatner, who you got to meet, put out a tweet today and said, "Do you guys miss me?"
I did see it. Yeah, I did see that. He said he'd be happy to take over. He says, "Give me a call," which is pretty funny. But he's a funny cat. But anyway, either way, it's like, that's horrendous. So I could get behind that. I could be like, you know what? Whatever's happening to them, they deserve all of it because this is bad. But anyways, the Lara Croft thing, I saw some people jumping on that too, including not GameSpot.
Yeah, GameStop. The
GameStop
store.
Excuse me, I always get it mixed up. GameStop was
maybe we should do some propofol before we do the show.
Propofol? I know. Listen, man, GameStop and GameSpot throws me off every single time because all you're doing is changing around the P. But either way, the thing is kind of like me when I do a urine sample test.
I was going to say.
Just change around the P. Just change around the P, folks.
When your nurse came in, just change it around.
Yeah, just change it around. So, get my son, be like, dude, did you pee in the thing for me? I don't need them to see what's in my system. Yeah.
How else are you going to play for the Buffalo Bills if you don't have your son take your drug test for you?
He does. He does. He does.
We're going to get demonetized. It'll be great.
The thing is, I saw GameStop dogging on him a bit or whatever, and I'm like, I don't get it. Like, she looks good.
Yeah.
The glasses, neat.
Well, tell them what GameStop said. And GameStop puts out some viral tweets. I can't remember
what they said.
They said, this ain't Lara Croft or whatever. This isn't our Lara Croft or something like that.
That's silly because, the thing is, it could be awesome. It could be awesome. You know what I'm saying? And so the thing is, like, until I see otherwise, I think she looks great. It's just like, what's his face there from Sons of Anarchy is playing Kratos. Right?
Yeah, I think it looks good.
And on top of he looks great. And on top of it, my wife met him too, actually, funny enough. And so, which I was not happy about. Because she was all over that, right? She loves like the big guys, the beards, and I'm like, get out of here. But anyways, whatever. The point is, a fun fact for anybody who, well, I used to grow big beards out before, but anyways, here's the thing. Fun fact: that dude, same guy there, he also played Thor in the God of War Ragnarok game.
Oh, he did?
Did you know that? Yes. The big fat Thor that was always drunk with the big, tankard and stuff.
Yeah.
And he sounds like Ron Perlman. because I thought it was Ron Perlman. I'm listening to the voice. I'm like, that sounds like Ron Perlman, like when he first shows up. Turns out he actually played Thor in the game. Well, now he's playing Kratos in real life in the Amazon production for God of War. So that's really great. And I think he's a great, that was a great casting. And I think the Lara Croft thing is just fine too, man. I mean, like she looks the part. Should I just say it? Like they could have made her like a 300. Never mind.
Yeah. Well,
I'll stop
that
there.
blue number in the chat said that people just wanted the Kleenex box, the boxed boobies on the character, but it's just a TV show.
Can you imagine if they did like AI triangle boobs just for fun?
Yeah, just kind of CGI him in there. Yeah. I don't know. I'm more interested in the next two games, obviously, and those seem to look like.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, they look great. It's just.
I'm so excited for those games. Legacy of Atlantis is this year, and Catalyst is next year. So it looks like 27, by the way, is starting to shape up quite nicely too, because now we've got. What seems to be Tomb Raider Catalyst is going to be in the mix. The word is that Resident Evil Code Veronica remake is in the mix for that year. We've got another Call of Duty, obviously. So that's 3 fairly confirmed games. And then on top of that, there was the news today about the Jedi Survivor Series. The Jedi Series. Survivor Series sounds kind of funny. And Cal Kestis is coming to the ring. He's got a chair.
Jeff Probst. Yeah. Interesting.
Oh my God, he's pulling out a lightsaber.
Yeah,
Roman Reigns doesn't stand a chance.
We're going to talk about 2026 because it's kind of like what we said last week. There's little space for all these games that are being confirmed, and we're going to talk today about the developer direct stuff, some new possible leaks, and a whole bunch. Link Hoy Hustle, thank you so much for the $10 super. Says, Mag, quick thoughts on a Requiem showcase. Also, it's a given that remakes are coming. As a fellow Resident Evil mega fan, how would you choose the release order for 0, 1, Code Veronica, and 5?
Good question. There's a lot of questions. However, we're going to answer them. I couldn't cover the Resident Evil Requiem showcase because that was the day I had the the medical situation, so I couldn't do it. So I missed it, but I watched it later that night, and I thought it was magical. I mean, it was exactly everything I wanted in the game. Super excited for the game. I can't wait to play it. And so yeah, I gave that showcase, honestly, I gave the showcase like a 9 out of 10. I really didn't think, the only reason why I didn't give it a 10 out of 10 is because I didn't really care about the Porsche thing, and I didn't care about the watch. Like, they were advertising the watch. They're like, you can buy, the lady who couldn't speak English. She's like, you can buy Resident Evil watch. You can buy, I was like, okay, all right, that's cool. Can you save that for something else? And then the other guy's talking about the Porsche, and I'm like, okay. Like, is that like the super deluxe edition? You get a Porsche? So I was just like, all right, whatever. But other than that, the showcase was wonderful. From what I understand, the release cadence obviously is going to be Resident Evil Requiem. The next one is going to be next year, is going to be Code Veronica first. And then they're going to be doing Resident Evil 0 after that before they work on, well, they are working on the next mainline game. However, that's not going to come for another 5 years. So as it stands right now, well, it's a 5-year cadence, right? So if you remember, from Resident Evil 7, and then it was 5 years until Village, and now it's almost 5 years to the month to Requiem. So I would expect the next one to be in 2020, as 2031.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
5 years from dude. Village to Requiem? I would have thought it was 3. Are you kidding me, Meg?
The game looks so gorgeous that it looks like it just came out.
Well,
it's same with Biohazard. You could play Biohazard, and they cleaned it up for next gen systems for the series consoles and PC and PS5.
I can't believe so much time has passed. I really can't believe that.
But apparently Resident Evil 0 is a shorter game, and it's going to be a smaller experience, very much like Resident Evil 3 Remake. So apparently the word is that the release cadence between Code Veronica and Resident Evil 0 Remake are going to be a shorter distance, like a shorter window, a release window. So they might be 1 year and then 1 year.
And they're going to redo 5, even though people thought they would never dare to do it.
Yeah, they'll do it. They'll just change the thing. Like, they'll just I know what you're talking about. Listen, they're gonna change those characters out. That's it.
Why?
They're gonna keep Shiva Because there was
Okay.
because people were offended because there were guys in grass skirts and stuff and spears and all that kind of stuff and shields and whatever.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, well,
You think they'll just tone down some of the culture stuff? But
no, they'll
else.
just change those characters. That's it.
Okay.
They'll just swap those characters out.
Have
for
they
regular
shown
zombies.
anything? I didn't watch the showcase. Did they just flash a logo, or did they show like
for what?
For 5?
Oh no, there's no talk about 5 yet. That could be years.
Oh,
away.
okay. I thought it was. I thought maybe it was announced. And I think
No,
they would.
were-
I think they would make it. And I don't think they should really change anything.
Yeah, well, it's up to them. I mean, they could do whatever they want. It's their IP, right? So I'll leave it up to them. But either way, as it stands right now, it's going to be Code Veronica, then Resident Evil 0. If anybody's not familiar with that one, that's the one that's on the train. It like most of the game takes place on the train. Very cool little game. Interesting mechanics in that one because you play as 2 different characters, but you don't play them at the same time. And so what ends up happening is when you're doing a run, sometimes you have to put like like those dolly thingies like in like the old school restaurants where like you put an item in and then you like pull a rope and then it goes up to another floor or that kind of thing. How's it called? Like dumb waiter? Yeah. So they have like a dumb waiter system in this game. So like what you have to do in Resident Evil 0, if anybody's played it, you have to put items in this like sort of dumb waiter thing and push it through. Then it goes to another train cart where the other character's waiting for it. So that when you go play that character, you get to utilize the items that the first character, the girl, left for you. So it's kind of neat. It's a neat little concept. But that's not coming for probably 28 at this point.
Oh, yeah.
But beyond that, I don't know.
Okay. I mean, you're going to be well fed for a while. Kung Fu Hot Dog. Thank you so much for the 5-pound super. Kung Fu Hot Dog replies to me on X once in a while, and I'm like, "Are you mad about something?" And then I just realized he's just kind of taking the piss. But we've had some,
man.
Yeah, I love him. We were having like sometimes he just like bites at something, and I'm like, "Oh, he's just screwing around." But he says, Colt and Magla Sexy, is the Fallout show worth watching? Out of all the games, I would say New Vegas is your favorite. Keep on rocking, fellas. I'll answer this. I think season 2 is more enjoyable than the first one for me. And we're 5 episodes out of 8 into season 2. I am actually really enjoying the weekly unveiling of the show. It gives me something to look forward to. Sometimes in our lives, like we're always looking forward to the next game and stuff, but sometimes you're just like, those games, my next game's not coming out for a month, and then you got a really cool TV show that's related to gaming that's coming out next week. That's been really cool to sit down and watch it. And as a massive Fallout New Vegas fan, we talked about this last week, Mag, about how I was frustrated with all the hate that Fallout was getting. I didn't realize it, but it was just a bunch of spam bots and nobodies on Twitter. There's this it's gonna sound Alex Jones. They're making the frogs gay. There's a lot of speculation that there's tons of bots, like scripted bots. They're just engagement bots that just like will just disagree with the post using AI or whatever. It's not even AI, it's before AI. Just using scripts to respond and say the dumbest things against the traction of what you're talking about on your post. Because I learned, that's the crazy part of the discussion. The other part is I learned there was a whole 65 people that were bashing Bethesda and Fallout last week when I complained about it. I did a little speech like 20 minutes in on the show. It's in the timestamps. If you want to go back and listen, it's like maybe a 8-minute speech. But I looked at that. I'm like, I have 65 replies and there's millions of people that like Fallout. It's like, my wife always tells me like, that most people who like stuff just say, they see something like, oh yeah, I like that. And they walk on. But it's the angry, bitter people who are frustrated and miserable. The show's great. The show is a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. It is number 1 in Canada and the US. It's doing really well. So yeah, that was a long answer. But yeah, you should watch it. If you like Fallout, you should watch it. It's really good. And Mag, you should catch up on it. I know you.
Well, I watched the first season, but I don't like watching. I don't like watching the week to week thing because I grew up on that in the 80s, in the 70s. Let's face it, in the late 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and then as soon as Netflix and then of course DVDs spoiled everything for me in terms of just being able to binge. Then everything changed. So in fact, it wasn't Netflix first. It was just buying DVDs. Because remember, in the early aughts and all that kind of stuff, there were shows like Lost. There were shows like Kiefer Sutherland's 24 and stuff like that. When a new season came out, I would never watch them on TV. It would always, like, after the season was over, I would race over to like the record store. Well, it used to be a music stores. Remember in those days, we used to have HMV up here. You guys had Sam Goody and we had Sam the Record Man and all that stuff. But we would have HMV up here in Canada or Best Buy, and we would race over to Best Buy or wherever, and we would go pick up the new box set of the new season, race home and pull out the 9 bloody discs, and then would sit there for like 3 days and just binge the heck out of it, right? And just because they were 24 episodes, right? An hour each.
Yeah.
And we used to sit there and we would do that. And then the binging model happened. Then, of course, the Netflix came out and they started doing the binge model. And I'm like, that's it. I'm good. I can't go back. I can't go back.
It's been like that for 10
nonsense.
years. Yeah.
Yeah. And so what ended up happening is now what I do is I usually wait until the week of the final episode. So what I do is then I binge that week, and usually like over 2 or 3 days, sometimes 4 days. And I just binge like 2-3 episodes at a time or whatever, and you know what I mean, or make a marathon of it if it really grabs me. Like I'll do like 5 or 6 hours of Tulsa King or whatever, right? And then I only have to wait a few days for the finale, and that's how I do it. So I haven't watched any season 2 of Fallout.
The problem with that, and I'll say, watching every week has been a really enjoyable change of 15 years of binge watching shows or watching 4 of them at a time in a week. The problem with the Fallout thing was, even when I have a few days to watch the show after Wednesday drops or a couple days, I already saw spoilers everywhere, because that episode will get spoiled if you haven't gotten to it that day, or I'm going to watch it tonight, and it gets spoiled that day. But if someone binge watches a show, the whole 8 to 10 episodes, you've got people who sit in their basement who will binge watch it the first night. And then people can spoil the thing before you even sit down and watch it in 3 different segments. Yeah. But
well, that's what
I just want to say. I just want to say that waiting every week has been super, super enjoyable. King Fanman's in the chat. Yeah, him and Red Wolf were saying that they both have to deal with the onslaught of hate for Bethesda, which we'll get into that later on the show. But no, I would love to watch as many as I want when I want to watch. But when my wife and I can sit down and, hey, let's watch the new Fallout, and we sit down and eat something, it's a pretty enjoyable experience. You watch that one, and then you have other stuff you can do. It's great. So anyway, well, I'm sorry I interrupted you. You were saying?
No, not at all. Not at all. No, I was just gonna say, like, I haven't seen one of my next ones that are coming up for me. It's Welcome to Derry. I haven't even started it, and I'm going to now because the season's over. So I'm like, perfect. Now I got a whole show to watch. I love that. Right? And then by the time I finish that, then I'm gonna do Landman season 2, and I'm all down for that. And then when I'm done that, Fallout's gonna be done. Then I got a whole other show I could watch. But I like to watch shows too, not even only when, like, I'll sit down with like a bowl of popcorn and a bottle of wine or something and turn all the lights off, like a lonely housewife, and just sit there and just get toasted and just watch like 5 or 6 hours of whatever I get locked in. Yeah, a little wine in the popcorn. Or I also like to watch shows when I'm working out. And the reason why is because I go on my recumbent bike. So I sit down and I put my phone or my tablet or whatever on the
gut be gone,
and I just watch a show, 1 episode every workout. Yeah, not when I'm actually pumping iron. When I'm pumping iron, I'm listening to the Rocky IV soundtrack.
The gut be gone, the thing that it's got the spring in it, and you push it against your chest and your stomach.
Yeah,
or the gazelle. Did you use the gazelle where the guy's legs are like?
I used to love watching it. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life.
He's got like the ponytail like longer than a cheerleader, and he's on the gazelle looking like an absolute roadrunner.
No, I watch shows when I'm on the bike because I don't have to move, right? I'm there, I'm staring at it, and I got my headphones, I got my Beats headphones on, so I can't hear anything going on. I just watch, I lock in, and then, but then when I'm pumping iron, I either listen to the soundtrack to Kickboxer, the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, or my Rocky IV soundtrack, because,
I can't tell you how many times I've been at the gym with the running up the hill song, running up the mountain song, while I'm on the treadmill, and I start pumping the numbers up as high and pretending I got those sticky things on my nipples like Ivan Drago. I love it.
Dude, when they start playing Hearts on Fire, I could literally take out like any UFC fighter with my bare hands. Like that's it. All I need is hearts on my. Oh, it's on fire. Yeah, I'm like doing pull-ups and I'm like screaming Drago and everybody's looking at me.
Dude, I want to do that at the gym so bad. When I would go to the gym, I try not to jump off the treadmill and go Drago.
Yeah, just randomly punch the person next to you. Crispy bomb, knock it off.
Hey, somebody asked me.
Yep.
This is a tough question. Which is the better Rocky 3 or Rocky 4?
Oh, come on, dude.
I'm having a hard time with this one lately.
Okay, here's the thing. The thing that made Rocky 3 so great is because he was training with Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
And that's where their friendship really locked in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so there was that whole thing because then Apollo took him back to like his old hood where like he grew up and like, you know, he was training out there and showing him out, you know, like changing up the style, right? Yeah. You know, changing up his whole style and all that kind of stuff. But then they became friends and all that kind of stuff. And it sort of solidified that friendship. And it was amazing to see that happen. However, I think that it's without a doubt that overall the better movie is still Rocky 4.
Yeah, it's always been my favorite. But then the speech on the beach when she asks him, like, you know, what is he afraid of? I'm afraid. Yeah, and I get all teared up.
You want to hear it? I'm afraid.
That blue number says Rocky 3 soundtrack, but for the movie, it's Rocky 4. This is the way, she says. I mean, the Rocky 4 soundtrack is my favorite because Vince DiCola. It's amazing. Who's
and Rocky
also
Balboa was no slouch either, by the way. That movie was absolutely stunning. I could watch that over and over and over and over and never get tired of it.
Yeah, he was 35 years old.
And the first two Creed movies.
Oh yeah, the Creed movies are awesome. Yeah, someone's like, "Why are we on a movie rant?"
The third one was not.
Yeah,
third one, no, that was stupid. That was a dumb movie.
Yeah,
I didn't like it. But the first two Creed movies were fantastic.
Yeah. Well, you took Rocky out of Creed 3 too.
It wasn't because they took Rocky out of it that made it bad. It was just a bad movie.
Yeah, but it did take away a lot from the movie when you don't have Sylvester Stallone there.
No, fair enough. Yeah, you lose.
I got a bunch of
character, right?
Yeah. I mean, we deserve like a brand new Rocky.
Oh, and plus you had Apollo Creed's dead. Spoiler alert, because you know someone's going to say something. Spoiler, Meg. I'm like, oh, sorry. He died 37 years ago.
He died in 1985. We got Brad Ward Fight with a couple channel member chats. He says, where's my Fable 2 fans at? We got Link Hustle with much love to the gurus of gaming, Colt and Mag. Mag, this was in a super chat already. Beautiful. Love it. We got two done. We got Grumpy Old Fart, who also joined the early access into the channel membership. Appreciate you. Kung Fu Hot Dog says, Colt, love the suit. Did your Xbox die, bro? I made a video yesterday and I was still in my suit. I didn't want to change. I was in the mode. I wanted to get to work. So I sat down in a suit and my wife made fun of me because my microphone was covering my tie. And she said it looked like a weird outfit, but yeah, it was.
No, it didn't. I watched it. I watched the video with you in the suit on. It looked good.
Thank you. I
like the idea with that. It's I might start doing Mondays with Mag in a suit. You know, like kind of like a news anchor. Like,
except you have to stand up and you're just wearing boxer briefs.
Well, you're only going to see the nipples up anyway, right?
You know, it'd be hilarious if you were wearing a suit, but you had your wife cut it right at the sternum, so when you stand up, you can see your midriff.
So I look like a 1980s break dancer from like Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo.
You know those aerobic videos they had like 1983? Oh my gosh. Oh.
Furious Legacy. You're right. Rocky 2 was criminally underrated film.
Yeah, it's good.
Sorry.
I didn't the old classics, because I grew up in the 80s, they feel like really old, but when I went back to watch them, I was surprised how much I liked 2, because 1 is like amazing. So Yudana Kazada, thank you for being a channel member and an amazing mod and friend for 72 months. So all of that happened at the same time. He says game is cheeks in more than one way when he's talking about Code Violet. Code Violet, I had to think.
You know, I called it Code Vein, and the Code Vein stands came after me like psychos. And I'm like, okay, I made a mistake. Holy crap. Like, you guys are psycho. And I'm like, I meant Code Violet.
I mean, on this show, we've said Clockwork Orange a million times. We'll never get a game's name right. It's to me, Broke Boy. Thank you for the 5.
Hey,
Sorry,
up?
go ahead, Mag. I could hear you talking.
I was going to say, we can't even say GameSpot and GameStop, so,
no.
We
need Propofol for that. How do you say it?
Propofol.
Propofol.
It's like prop and then O-F-O-L.
That would be Propofol.
Propofol. The doctor said propofol. That's what I'm calling it. Either way, that's what I sounded like when he injected in me.
You're just gonna feel bad.
Yeah. And then I was just the next thing you know, I woke up facing.
You woke up with your underwear on your head, and you're like, "I'm the Tulsa King," with your head out the window. My hair is blowing in the breeze. Mag, you're completely bald. I wake up
and I'm like, why is the doctor putting his pants on? Anyways, sorry, carry on.
Doctor's like, well, we're all done. Not you. You got to stay here. I'm all done. It's the Broke Boy. Thank you for the 5. Says, at least we know why Co-Violet devs didn't want the game on PC for modding it. They wanted to do the gooning themselves. A lot of gratuitous butt shots, especially if you're watching Mag's stream, because he had a glitch.
Dude, there was a glitch. It went on for about a good 10 minutes. And then it eventually, when I reached another part where it loaded a new scene, then the camera kind of fixed itself. But the thing is, I don't understand. I think that's just an excuse, because this whole mod situation, there are probably about almost 2 or 3 dozen different outfits that you can wear in the game. And they put Stellar Blade to shame in terms of its gratuity.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Like, it's ridiculous. Like utterly ridiculous outfits. And of course, like the way that they, anyway, either way, the point is that that's just an excuse. They don't want to put it on PC because I think they just don't want as much exposure as the game was getting for negative reasons.
I think.
Although I did notice 2 patches came out.
Okay. I'm going to put my console war fanboy hat on for a second. Does this look like a hat from here?
What is that? Oh, those are headphones. Okay.
Yeah, but they're taped. They're taped. Yeah, I look like... Hey, what's that guy's name on New Generation?
Jordy.
Green Rainbow.
Jordy, tell me what's going on with the flux... Not the flux capacitor. Wrong movie.
1.21 gigawatts. Beam me up, Scotty. I think that Team Killer, what are their names? Team Kill Media, the studio. I think,
yes.
Yeah, my fanboyism would tell me that they released exclusively on PS5 because they knew the PlayStation fanboys would rally around their game when no one else would. That's my take. That's why they did it. That's why.
Well, that wasn't a very good bet.
Well, I mean, it almost worked for them on the last game.
Yeah, no, they didn't take to it.
Yeah.
They didn't take to it. They didn't rally around it like they thought they would. So yeah, it's there's a no. that game plan did not work out for them.
They were number 2 best-selling horror game of the month, next to Kirby Flying Circus. We got It's Broke Boy with another one. Thank you for the 5, buddy. Appreciate you. He says, I was going to buy the RE9 Steelbook Deluxe Edition after that showcase, but it's sold out in stores and it's selling for $200 plus on eBay right now. Holy crap.
Oh, God. I would love to buy some of those special editions of like some of these games, especially like IPs that I absolutely adore and love and whatever. Yeah. But I can't justify the price because like up here in Canada, it's like half the price of a console. Like just to be able to get one of these deluxe editions. And I'm like, I can't do this, man. I mean, I could barely afford the games, for God's sake.
Yeah, especially, I talk to you and Game Seeker, both from Canada, every time we talk about dollars. I get outdone by 1.5 times more money. Another person that likes physical editions is Red Wolf. Thank you for the $2 super chat. He says, Code Veronica, Resident Evil needs to rewrite Steve. Yikes. I wouldn't know that reference, but you might. Steve!
Whoa, what was it?
He needs to rewrite Steve. I don't know who Steve is in Code Veronica in Resident Evil.
Oh my God. I haven't played Code Veronica in literally decades.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the remakes for that.
Sure, Red is playing it right now. He plays such old games. Highlanders Grim 0351. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Says, What's up, Colt Mag? Let's go Dodgers. What the?
Come on, man.
What the?
It's January.
And ban
Just
him.
because those scumbags got caught Tucker all of a sudden, you know what I mean?
They got who got Bo Bichette? He was traded to
my Bo Bichette was traded to the Mets. And that's okay. I don't mind.
the Mets. Yeah, that's right. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
you don't
you
go
know, Bo Bichette's
scumbags. Laugh
amazing,
out
but,
loud.
like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't root for the Seahawks like my brothers and my dad do, but yeah, they're moving forward. As far
hot
as they
take:
can.
Dodgers aren't going to make it to the playoffs this year.
Okay, we'll bookmark that. Here, timestamp that. He said that at somebody timestamp it at 45 minutes into the show. Mag said no Dodgers, and if he's wrong, you can go to his house and beat him with one of those small little souvenir bats.
What, dox me?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Somebody in the
This
chat
doesn't
said,
hurt,
Colt,
but it's very uncomfortable.
Furious goes, Colt, what's your thoughts on the current state of Bethesda? We are going to talk about it. Let me look at this. I want to make this one real quick because sometimes we have some breaking news items or fairly big news items for the moment, but I just don't feel like they warrant a lot of discussion. But Marathon got its release date for March in 2026, $40 game. The like ratio is 90%. So, you're talking like 10,000 likes and 1,000 dislikes. So I think that Marathon's going to do okay. I don't know how long it'll last, but then again, Highguard is coming out in a week, and we were talking about how nothing's been said about it. The only thing I want to say about that, Mag, is I think the devs not talking about Highguard, I almost drooled. That would have been great. Need some more propofol.
Yeah, no kidding.
It might have been for the benefit of the game, for the devs to just not say anything, because they feel like they have a good game. They probably have a solid playing game that looks good, right?
Yep.
I don't know how popular it would be, but why welcome all of these lists of forums and comment sections on videos and tweets and advertisements where they already know they're going to trash the game? Why allow that to spread any further? I think the best thing for Highguard to do was to stay quiet until they release next week, and I think that's what they're doing. And maybe the game won't last. I don't know. But I think they made the right choice. What are your thoughts, Mag?
It's a double-edged sword there, because I've always been a huge component, I've been a huge fan of keeping quiet and just getting the job done, give a release date, and then just get the work done, do some marketing the month of, and then that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't need the developer directs like what the hell is that? God damn it, Ninja Theory. I almost said Team Ninja. Ninja Theory, when they did like 4 years of their little developer videos of them on the beach in Iceland, and they're like, "Look, we're throwing rocks into the ocean and thinking about Senua," and they're like throwing rocks in the ocean. I'm like, "That's great. What century is the game coming out?" And then, but anyways, whatever.
Hold on, we have a new trailer where she's going to scream into a puddle in the cave. Here it comes.
Yeah. We came up with the great idea of having Senua screaming in the camera for the 476th time. We hope you enjoy it. We look forward to you playing the game in 2047. And it's just like, what? Can you guys stop with these videos?
Oh, and by the way, the game is 3 hours long. We hope you enjoy it. Which I did.
Everybody's going to hate us making fun of it, but we're just having fun. Anyways, here's the thing. The game comes out theoretically in less than 2 weeks.
What, Highguard?
And you haven't... Yeah.
1 week.
Highguard.
We're
talking about Highguard again.
1 week.
Even worse.
Right
I thought it was 2 weeks.
We're going to call it Right Guard from now on.
Isn't that the deodorant that they used to like? Yeah.
Right Guard.
So
when you want to smell your best. By men.
When you want to smell your best, like generic 80s,
when you want to smell like lime and musk. Right Guard.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much.
You know what we used to do, Mag, is the aerosol.
Weak. Yeah.
In the gym, like while your buddy's talking, you just spray that aerosol right on the crack of their pants, their shorts, and it takes like 7 minutes till it soaks through their underwear, and then you're out of there.
Oh, yeah. And then all of a sudden it's burning. Yep, exactly. This game's coming out in a week. I thought it was 2 weeks. You haven't said a single word about it. Like nothing. This is starting to lead me to believe that they're going to delay this thing and just quietly delay it for a while.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You think they're just going to go for it? They're just going to be like, like F it and just throw it out the door?
I think with 100% certainty that their move this past few weeks was, let's not say anything. Let's just keep our heads down. And it's what we've been telling developers to do for years, right?
Yeah, but
shut up.
Such a small window.
Make a great game. But I mean, they showed the game in December. They have it releasing at the end of January or middle of January.
Right.
And I think it's brilliant, Mag, because if you are the community manager and you know that as soon as you put out a trailer or a little teaser,
people are going to start shredding it.
And then where's all that shredding going? In public for everyone to look at. So the best thing to do is put your head down, make sure that on January 26th or whatever it is, I don't even know what the date is, but in a week that game comes out, the best you can make it to give it its best possible life. And you and I are always on the, it doesn't look amazing, but it's probably going to play solid. Hopefully it does well. Like that's our stance, right? Hopefully Highguard does well because these devs spend a lot of time on it. I think that's what happened.
I don't want it to fail. I'm not one of those guys. I'm not one of those guys who can be like, I hope it does bad and I hope it's crap and this and that. No, not at all. Like it'd be wonderful that it actually turned out to be a fantastic game. It just seems, but you know what? Actually, there's something to back up your claim here.
Yeah,
they released Apex Legends. Hold on, they made Apex. They were some of the
former
people
devs,
that made Apex Legends, former devs of Apex Legends. They launched Apex Legends with absolutely no advertising either.
That's right.
You remember that?
That's
it just showed up one day. I remember turning on my Xbox and I'm like, "What the hell is this?"
Then I was like, "I don't want to play this."
And it was like free to play, and I'm like, "What is it?" And I looked at it, I'm like, "All right, well, it's made by the guys who made Titanfall. Let me check it out." So I checked it out for a bit. Not my thing, but either way, I played it for a couple days. Like I played it for a few days and I gave it a shot. So it was there and I'm like, all right, let me give it a shot. And then Apex Legends turned into a huge, phenomenon. It didn't have the legs of Fortnite, but it did incredibly well for years. And so I believe it's still doing all right, but not nearly to the pantheon of like how Fortnite came roaring back with like the Simpsons expansion.
Oh yeah, but for what Apex Legends was, it did amazingly successfully well.
Yes, very successful. So you know what? Maybe there is some credence to what you just said. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It's just this is free to play, right? 100% free to play, or you have to buy.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. So there's nothing to buy in this game whatsoever. It's just going to show up on your screen or whatever on your homepage or whatever in the store. Whatever store you're in, and you'd be like, all right, let me check it. You know what? In that case, I'll actually give it a shot. I'll check it out because if it's sitting right there. But I wouldn't buy a game. I wouldn't be dropping $40 or $50 on something that I haven't seen, more than one trailer about, and you know what the hell the game's about.
Yeah, that's a good point.
All we have is that trailer that they showed at the Game Awards where he jumps off the building, lands on a horse that materializes out of nowhere, and then he starts shooting things and throwing tomahawks and all this stuff and whatever. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. But
we already know it's going to play well.
Morning talk about it,
right? Like when we look at it, we can tell that it's going to be smooth. It's going to have a cool balance system. It's like, but are we excited about a Overwatch Paladins type thing? I don't know. And I wanted to kind of put a thermometer on this because when Marvel Rivals was revealed, I think a lot of people were like, ooh, it's an Overwatch clone, but Marvel characters. But I think it was received pretty well leading up to release. Like people are like, this could be good. I don't remember you guys.
There were also betas. There were also betas out there where people actually got their hands on it. And I was one of them because I registered for the beta.
Yeah.
And I played the beta before it released. So I played it, I think, 2 months before the release. And then again 1 month before the release. So I already had my hands on it. I wasn't allowed to stream it, but I did have my hands on it. So I was playing it and I enjoyed it. And I'm like, this is good. But the thing is, it was in my hands, right? It was already in my hands. And I'm like, this is tangible. This is something that's in front of me. And I'm like, I'm playing this. I can see that it's enjoyable and whatever. And we could take it from there. So that when the release came, yep.
Go ahead. When the release came.
No, I was going to say when the release came, I was already well versed in its gameplay, the loop, its handling, the controls,
and it was free.
And it was free, so it was right there, and it had all the things that everybody likes. People love Marvel characters.
They do, yeah.
And
it looks fantastic. It's got a great art style.
It is great.
It isn't something that I would play very much, but I have had a couple of nights of absolute great time playing Marvel Rivals, and it's one of those games where I'm like, I could totally see why people love that. I don't play it very much, kind of like with Arc Raiders, but I'm looking off into the off into the wild blue yonder of the game. But yeah, it's interesting because I would ask you, if Highguard says the beta starts next week, do you think it'd be a totally different reaction from you and everybody else? I mean, it's still free. I'm asking you, like,
Listen,
if there was
I'm going to play it.
If the beta was coming out next week instead of the full free-to-play release, if there was a free open beta, would you have a different attitude?
Yeah, maybe, because, like, again, you're going to get feedback from actual players.
Right. Yeah, good point.
You know what I'm saying? You're getting feedback from people who are actually playing the game and say, hey, and then you could reach out to the people in the community and say whatever, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you could say like, hey, whatever. Hey, Rand, I trust your gaming opinion. What do you think about the game? And then he'll tell you. Or I'd be, hey, Colt, what do you think about this? Oh, hey, Boom, what do you think about this? Or hey, whoever. You know what I mean? Fill in the blanks, and you could talk to each other, communicate with people and in the community, and saying,
that's cool.
What are you vibing? Like, how you vibe in this game and this and that or whatever else and all that, right? So at the same time, I'm just like, okay, well, but the thing is, because no one's got their hands on it, there has been no beta, there's been no talk. Well, can you fault the community for being suspicious?
No, I guess not. No.
I mean, I don't fault them for being suspicious. I would be highly suspicious. I am highly suspicious. And I'm just like, listen, if it works out, great. But if it doesn't, well, you understand why. Then there's all this kind of secrecy around it and whatever else and what's going on. But, then there was the whole other thing that was going on about the fact that they're saying that the devs actually didn't pay for their advertising spot at the one last thing at the Keeleys and all that. I don't know if you've been hearing about that stuff. And
I kind of felt like that was
a show.
I felt like that was kind of like that was like breaking news. Like Meg said, that Jeff Keighley said, hey, I want to use this as the last thing. The only thing I get from that,
it's his own show, though. Like, I mean, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, that's the only thing I get from that. The only thing I get from that story is that Jeff Keighley chose that game to be one last thing when maybe he could have shown something that might have been a little bit bigger, but at the time, maybe he felt that was big. I can't help, but I'll just speak for the general public, right? And you'd probably be along with me that we can kind of see something from a mile away and think, that's not really it. That's not what we want. And it's weird because I don't like to be pitfalled into that group that judges a game and won't give it a second look because everyone else feels the same. But when is a game shown and people are like, ugh, and then they end up completely changing their minds? I don't think it really happens that way, but it may happen with Marathon. Because Marathon's kind of coming around, but they've made improvements to it. So we'll find out really soon, I guess. Yeah. I want to move on to the next thing. Let me make sure I'm caught up on some of these chats. We got Arrow Nation TV. Thank you for this channel membership chat. So speaking of remakes, we need a Final Fantasy VIII remake. Great show, Colt Mag. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, they need to kind of go through the gamut there. There's a lot of remakes and remasters coming up. We'll cover those in a second.
We're going to cover those, and you know what? I'm all for it, dude. They're fun. I love going back, and you're making these classic games in a modern not modern setting, but like modern controls, modern graphics, all that stuff. Give it to me. Let me go back and enjoy those games again. I have no problem with that.
You know why, Meg? We have so many amazing new IPs and really cool looking games and sequels coming out right now that if you want to shoehorn in a remake, I'll buy it or play it if I want to. I think when the PS4 and Xbox One generation started, we were so overloaded with remasters and so few new games. Those first couple years, remasters really sucked. They were like kind of a pain in the butt. But right now, I'm like, if they want to remaster a bunch of Fallout games or remaster a bunch of Resident Evils and you just said it, the Final Fantasy, go for it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the studios are now, they're kind of like spreading that work out. Let's get some remasters while we work on the sequel. Let's get a remaster while we work on the new IP.
But they got to be quality, though. Like, they got to be absolute quality.
They've been pretty good, though, haven't they? The remasters
they have been good. That's what I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like, moving forward, they have to continue to be good. Maybe I should have clarified that. They have to continue to be good. And but I'm totally down with that. Like, two of my most anticipated games of the year, and I'm just saying two of, because there are obviously several coming this year: Resident Evil, GTA, that kind of thing, whatever. And probably Fable would be one of them. And I'm saying probably because I would expect it to come out this year if they're doing that deep dive. But the thing is, I'm looking at it this way: is that Black Flag resynced,
Yeah.
Halo Campaign Evolved, and Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis. Those three just made my top 10. You know what I mean? And those three are remakes, and I'm down with all three of those. Give me the Halo, give me the Tomb Raider. You know what I mean? And,
I'm good with that.
Of course, and give me the Black Flag, the Assassin's Creed.
Dude,
I'm totally
I want that,
in, like all the way.
I want that so bad. Yeah, that resynced. I want Black Flag, and I'm just wondering every day I see articles about it. I'm like, when are we getting that announcement? I wanted Black Flag to be out this spring, but it may not be. It may be their holiday release. I'm thinking that's. Yeah. I saw another article about Code Hex, the Assassin's Creed Witches game that we talked about last week. So it sounds like that's kind of far off. So
it's gonna be quite some time. But I mean, at the same time, they're going to be working. They're working on so many other things right now. They've got the Splinter Cell remake. They've got Assassin's Creed Black Flag resynced. They've also got. They're working on Division 3. They're working on
Division 1 remake or remaster.
Yeah. It's going to be like a sort of like a game of the year sort of remaster kind of thing or whatever, the first one, just to get people reacclimated into the game and into the series. And then eventually they release that Division 3, right? So it's going to be they're working on a lot of cool stuff over there. Hey, so I'm totally in.
Newsflash, Mag. Ubisoft is an awesome developer suite of studios.
They are an awesome developer.
They are awesome. We talked about that last week when you were
a lot of They catch a lot of strays here and there, but I mean, a lot of them deservedly so, the way they run the company sometimes and the drama that they go through and some of the other crap or whatever. But you know what? Honestly, I've been saying it forever. Like they make incredible games, and I have no problem with that, because at the end of the day, I don't work. Well, I do work for Ubisoft, but I mean, like, I don't really officially work for Ubisoft, and as a result of such a thing, I'm there for the games. So when I tell people out in the crowd that Avatar is amazing and Star Wars Outlaws is amazing, which they are, go out and play the games. You can get them for cheap, and you're missing out on great opportunity.
I wouldn't say that Star Wars Outlaws is amazing, but I would say it is awesome. It's awesome. And if you're not looking to have Red Dead Redemption 2 in the Star Wars universe, Outlaws is awesome. And you and I love, and I played it on your recommendation, trying to get Red Wolf to play it as well.
Red Wolf, get on it, man. What are you doing?
I'll end the Ubisoft speech by saying Ubisoft only has a couple of stinkers. Skull and Bones, maybe Outlaws kind of like disappointed a lot of people. And I don't know. They've actually been doing, they get a bad rap, and we're over here sponsoring, we're sponsored for them or something. But
they're making fun games that I'm playing. I'm putting hours in.
Yeah, they're doing it. They're doing a good job. And we need them around. So anybody who's wishing for Ubisoft to shut their doors, you would be sorely missing out on some really great games.
That's just short-sighted silliness.
I guess they had that.
Everybody wants this to get canceled. Everybody wants this to get canceled. I'm like, you guys don't realize like the ramifications of these things. Like, it's just like what kind of a world you're gonna have when you don't have X, Y, and Z. You've got people on one side of the fence, like Xbox is king over there in the chat. He'd be like, I want PlayStation to be dead. And then I'm like, you don't want PlayStation to be dead. And then you got PlayStation guys saying Xbox is dead literally every 4 days. And then you got those guys.
If PlayStation died, the void, the black hole it'd be horrible. Yeah, if Xbox shut down, was done, or PlayStation, the black hole would suck in all of the joy, and it would never be seen again. The industry would tailspin.
Yeah, like I said, it's short-sighted, tribalism is just silly.
I'll tell you, a good 20 or 25% of that possible black hole, believe it or not, comes from Ubisoft. If Ubisoft went away and all their franchises were no longer supported anymore, there would be a big gaping void.
We'd be missing a lot of really cool open world games, man.
Yeah, there's a couple.
I don't think. Yeah.
What's that? X Games. It's like Riders Republic. I tried to play.
Oh yeah, Riders Republic. Yeah,
I mean, they've had a couple of games that didn't really do it, but I think their track record is their grading scale is probably higher than most people believe.
The best baseball players in the world hit 300.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a 30% success rate, and that's the best players on the planet. Like, what are we talking about here? These guys are hitting above 300 easily. And so as a result of that, people get a little bit too whatever. Hey, where is it? Roy,
well, they're like us.
Roy Meisenbach. I want to shout this guy out. The poor guy had a pretty major surgery. He's in the chat there, and he doesn't know if he's going to stay awake for the entire thing. Listen, dude, Roy, I had the same surgery you did, man, and it was rough. I had I think it was like a 1 month recovery. So trust me, man, I understand you. But anyways, glad you're here. And
Best
if you can't
bro.
stay up, cheers to you, and recover well. And of course, what he says he's not sure he'll be able to stay awake because of the recovery.
And
so he said he'll catch
we're
up with
super
the rest of the
boring
show later.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Well, no, hey, dude, if you want to go back to sleep under anesthesia, go to Xbox 2. You can listen to that show. You don't even need propofol. Just inject. Just get the anesthesiologist to come in and put a pair of headphones
He just goes
on
like
you,
this,
and all you have to hear is Rand and Jez for 3 minutes, and that's it. You're out for like a day. That's right. Just put the phone up. That's it. You're out for an entire day, out cold, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. That's how it's done.
He's like, here, sir, just put this on. Oh gosh. Oh no.
Xbox is king. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I do want that to happen.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's something else we're talking about.
No, that would be amazing. Then we could be neighbors.
Oh, Roy's still here. He's
wait,
still
wait.
here.
Well, I wanted to see him. Oh, there he is. Yeah.
There he is.
Oh, yeah.
I
I'm
had
sorry,
a bad
bro.
one too, dude. My intestines came out, which they weren't supposed to, and so the regular surgery turned into a major surgery, and I was messed up for a long time. It sucked. Yeah. Especially the inch-long metal staples in your stomach while they fold the skin over and staple your entire stomach.
Oh, geez,
yeah,
like the Martian.
it was fantastic. Dude, it was brutal.
I'd be like, while you're in there, can you take out maybe 10 pounds? Yeah. I hope that you're getting some meds to make you feel a little more comfortable. But Roy, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. And I hope that,
dude.
I hope
recover
you
well.
What's
brother.
going on with my stream here? It's going all over the place. I've been working super hard to give you guys, for Meg and I, to give you the best show possible. Hold on. Is my internet gone? Hold on.
No. I'm looking at the live feed on the other screen. No, we're good. We're good.
It's just I can't get, wow, like the whole tab like locked up. Hold on, I'll be back here in a second. There we go.
I'm watching live,
I'm
watching the internet thing. So I have us here. I have the chat here, and then on another monitor, I'm running the live show, even though it's delayed. But I'm watching the live show to see if there's any stutters or any issues like during the show. And that's why I don't stare at it, because otherwise you're going to see just the back of my head for the whole show. I don't see it running.
I don't see Meg and I in real time very often because I'm watching all the other stuff. But shout out to over 550 people who are watching the show. We appreciate you for being here. It's a Monday, and you're taking your time to hang out with us. We appreciate it. Hit the like button to show that support, and we're going to get back into the news. We got a bunch of stuff to cover about Xbox Direct, Bethesda, and Grand Theft Auto leaks. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff. I've done some stuff with the mic situation. I've changed out mics, new cable, trying to work on getting everything. I had like kind of a hiccup with the live show through OBS, and I'll get it figured out. But we just want to be able to hang out and do the show with you. We appreciate you. Let me see. We've got McLovin, Red Mist. Thank you so much for the $5 super. Says, finally got my 4XP start kit. They upgraded me to the variety pack. They are awesome. About to get some more. Hang on. Talking about this, let me go to the feed to make sure I get this sucker on here. He's talking about the 4XP variety kit, and we're not sponsored with them today, but I always want to shout them out when I can because they're awesome. Well, speaking of them today, this comes with 3 packs of Legendary, 3 packs of Ultra Nightmare. Legendary is the white gummy, or the blueberry. Ultra Nightmare is the watermelon, and the white gummy is Ultra Nightmare. No, I'm sorry. That was the worst promo I've ever done. It's not even a promo.
White gummy is
Gravewalker. Gravewalker.
Gravewalker.
The funny thing is, I never call it Gravewalker. I just call it white gummy because it's my favorite flavor. Anyway, they're awesome. Hopefully, we'll be back to them in a couple weeks to talk more about the deals. But shout out to 4XP. Those guys are awesome. They're gamers. They're fans of everything. They're awesome and fans of us, sort of. So,
someone actually sent me a DM showing me that they had changed an order or something like that, and they hand wrote them a card with their delivery saying, hey, we got your change and all this kind of stuff. And they're like, I've never seen a company so personable in my life. And it's like the guy actually spent the time to sit down and hand write the note saying thank you. And then it says, hey, we got your message. We changed your order for you and all this other stuff. So it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
But
very
anyways.
very professional and good stuff. So yeah, that's a good way to get energized for your gaming sessions. Let's real quick. Andy Hart says, "Sorry, your bills went out, Mag. Shocked the coach is gone, but you get Mag.
I'm very shocked about that.
Yeah. But anyway, we appreciate the chat.
Crispy Bomb tomorrow night, dude. Magcast. We'll talk about it at the end of the show.
I want to. One of the leaks that's kind of come out, and I've been talking about it for a long time, is this Fallout 3 remaster, or it's a remake in Unreal Engine. I won't stay on this very long, but Jez Corden of Windows Central, just as Jez Corden told someone soon in reference to the supposed remake of Fallout 3, this would be Unreal Engine graphics draped over the game you already love, so it feels better and looks better. I've been playing the... Sorry, Mag. I spent probably 4 or 5 hours this week playing Fallout 3 in the opening 10 hours, just to kind of prepare myself, because I'm making a big Fallout video soon. And it would be great. It sorely needs it. And PlayStation guys have not had access to this game for 15 years. So this would be a big deal. But when Jez Corden says soon, it makes me feel like he doesn't really... His personal opinion must be that it's not coming out next year, that maybe it's this year, or maybe it's just right around the corner. I don't think it's going to be shadow dropped, and he has said officially he doesn't think that Fallout 3 is being shadow dropped at Developer Direct. I'm going to go right into the Developer Direct because I just want to say that stuff about Fallout. Let me ask you guys a question before I do that. Do you guys want to talk about the Developer Direct stuff, or do you want to talk about Grand Theft Auto 6? Because there's some leaks and rumors that Mag and I have been covering on our videos. And let me look at the chat. Who wants to hear about Grand Theft Auto 6 first? Because there's some cool stuff to talk about. What do you think, Mag? What are you feeling like?
I don't know. I mean, so far, 1, 2, 3, 4. Developer Direct seems to be there's two GTA 6s in there.
Yeah, no spoilers, says Yodani. Yeah, there are two
no,
major...
I don't want spoilers either. I'll freak the F out. It's pretty much 50-50, so dealer's choice.
We'll go. It looks like it's leaning towards Direct a little more, but we'll talk about GTA 6 in a second, and there are two major spoilers.
All right.
I will not even bring up here on the show at all. And when I read them, I'm like, that was dumb of them to share that. So Developer Direct, thanks to a screenshot of in-game Forza Horizon 5, we actually got the release date. Gosh, Xbox, I just can't believe them sometimes.
It's okay. Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember if you were I think you were covered by the time this broke. But I don't remember if I watched. Oh, you covered it maybe this morning. But yeah, Forza Horizon 6 coming out. Yeah, March.
Yeah, well, we knew
19th.
we knew it was going to be May.
Or May. Sorry, May.
We knew it was May. We heard about that a while ago. We knew it was May, but the official it's basically official at this point. It's May 19th is the release date. They have the 4-day early access, just like they did with Forza Horizon 5.
I'm getting a drink. Keep going.
And if you're a Game Pass subscriber, folks, it'll be the same as GTA. It'll be the same as Forza Horizon 5. So if you have Game Pass, you're just gonna have to pay that premium upgrade. So whatever it is in the US, I can't remember how much it was. I think it was $25 or $30. And then you get it 4 days early. Plus, you get all the DLC and all that stuff. And Forza DLC is usually pretty stellar. I mean, they have some pretty awesome stuff. I mean, those Lego expansions, the Hot Wheels expansions, and all that stuff have been really great. So you're getting your money's worth if you're a huge racing fan in that respect. So there is that. So now what ended up happening is someone screenshotted what they had leaked by accident, and then it showed that the release date is May 19th. It was
like after finishing a race, it was like a pop-up.
Right. A pop-up, yes. And so it's May 19th, and the early access is May 15th. All right, so the middle of the month, beware the Ides of May. So there it is. So you got that. But either way, we knew that was coming then. But my bigger question beyond that, seeing that we're talking about the Developer Direct, if I may, I don't know if you want to get something more to say about Forza.
No, actually, I don't need to say anything. So yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I mean, you said it.
My bigger question now is, now that it's confirmed that it's May officially.
Oh boy.
We have to start talking about where they're going to put Fable. Because it has to be discussed. And I think their only shot is June. That's the only thing I can. You can't release it before because where's the hullabaloo? Where's the advertising? Where's the commercials on TV? You know what I mean? People say, oh well, they could just do it a week before. No, this is a huge IP. They're gonna have to treat it as a huge IP.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? This has to be God of War on the basketball court at halftime levels of advertising if you're going to make this a huge thing, right? So and you're trying to reboot the series. The idea is not only just have like a reboot of the series just for the hell of it. They're also doing this to launch and kickstart an entirely new series. Reinvigorate a dead IP. Let's face it. How long has it been? 15 years, 16 years, 17 years? Since Fable?
Almost 16 years, yeah.
16 years. It's a
it
dead
was fall
IP.
of 2010.
Just like God of War. God of War was a dead IP for well over a decade, right? Because they hadn't released them. They were released on the PS2 and then one on the PS3. It was like over 10 years. And so they rebooted it from the ground up. Well, not really from the ground up. It was still a sequel. But they rebooted the series to much success. And then they were able to make Ragnarok. And now they're making other games down the road. They want to do the same thing with Fable. So that being the case, you're going to want to start doing that advertising, start cranking out that advertising machine, start putting them on the side of buildings in New York and LA or wherever, have a giant, a giant chicken, in like the Thames River in England. You know what I mean? Just for fun. You got to do all that kind of stuff. So I figure that's a good idea. That's what I would do. And so you got to start advertising. So that being the case, you got Forza Horizon 6 in May. I say you drop Fable in June. Because there's too much noise between now and May for you to release Fable. Leave this time alone, but there's nothing really significant coming out in June other than 007.
Okay. I am with you mostly on the June release. I think getting that game out just before Showcase, which will be around the 12th, would be really awesome. But I talked to one of my resident experts that really puts a magnifying glass on Xbox. And I said, what about June? Meg and I are feeling like June is like a really good time for Fable. Yeah. And they said that it's likely going to be August, September, or October. They are leaning towards Fable having a release date of August. Because
all right, that's also okay.
Because October is going to be Call of Duty and November is going to be Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yep.
Now rewinding
and September
back,
is Wolverine.
Yes.
Those will be the three biggest games of the fall.
They will. And I'm trying to keep all this in my head at the same time. Gears E-Day is definitely coming out. It hasn't been delayed to 2027. There's a whole bunch of people that think that, they haven't said anything. They're not the direct. They're going to be delayed another year. But the whole entire plan has been to get Gears E-Day out for the 20th anniversary in 2006 to 2026. So my person I was talking to said it would seem more likely that Gears E-Day comes out in September because because that's not bad. That's when Gears 5 release was in September, I think. If I remember right. Anybody could correct me if they want, but wait, James Bond is delayed? That's what Brad Ward said. It just got announced.
No, it was delayed. No, it was delayed.
Oh, yeah.
From March to June, or to the end of to June.
Something else got delayed today. To April.
I didn't see anything else.
Yeah. Some other game got delayed, like just a couple of months. I can't remember what it was. So Fable would most likely be October, which I think is perfect. I mean, I don't even know what big games are coming out, but they have Gears E-Day.
Modern Warfare 4.
Modern Warfare is in October.
Yeah.
What did I say? September? See,
I've
already messed this up. Yeah, September for Fable, and then maybe August for Gears E-Day. That's what it was. Yeah. Okay. I'm so sorry
because they released Gears Reloaded in August, right? And that was fine. That was a good time to release the game. Like towards the end of August. But the biggest problem with Gears Reloaded is that they released it the same day as Helldivers 2 on Xbox. So, and then ended up selling 1 million copies on Xbox, right? So that took away all the thunder from Gears of War. Sorry, Crispy, But it was a fact. And listen, I like Gears of War better than I do Helldivers. But Helldivers just got boring to me. Yeah, but either way, I don't know, man. This dancing one hell of a tightrope here. You could technically get away with putting Modern Warfare 4 in the first week of November. Like if you went like November 1st, you know what I mean? Or November 2nd, that still gives you 3 weeks before GTA 6.
I'm going to write it
3
in the
weeks
chat.
is still... You know what I mean? You'll get your sales in there. You'll get your sales of Modern Warfare 4 in there. You'll get the engagement. But listen, here's the other thing. At the end of the day, for the majority of people, engagement is going to die on the vine the minute that GTA 6 drops, because no matter what you got in that backlog, no matter what tile you stare at when you turn on your consoles or your PC, GTA 6 is going to take the attention. So you're going to watch all those player numbers drop dramatically. So if you're going to have an online game as a service game or whatever you want to call it, multiplayer game, like Modern Warfare, like Call of Duty and Gears of War E-Day, I would give them about 3 weeks to a month of breathing space. Because you don't want those games to just disappear from the zeitgeist because GTA 6 is going to steal literally everybody's lunch when it comes out and attention. That's just the way it's going to be. And I know people are going to say, I see it all the time.
Yeah, and I'm pinning this in the chat.
I see it.
They said June is Halo Combat Evolved.
Perfect.
This is their likely prediction. And then nothing in July, because July is a nothing. August will be Gears.
Yeah.
September will be Fable. And October will be Call of Duty. And then November will be
GTA 6.
GTA 6.
Oh, yeah, that's
GTA
not bad.
6,
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
I am too. And GTA 6 is going to be treated as a first-party game from Xbox and PlayStation. PlayStation will probably have the marketing rights, but Xbox is going to look at this as a super important release where they're actually going to start selling a few consoles. Now, the other thing that this person said is they do not expect Fable to have a release date at the Developer Direct. We're going to get this little circled fall 2026,
fall
which is going to
2026.
Be prepared for the doom and gloom and the FUD coming in like an absolute rocket to your face when they show us 8 minutes of gameplay, break down what you do in the world, and then say fall 2026. There's going to be articles, there's going to be tweets, there's going to be people making videos about how Fable isn't ready and they don't know if it's going to hit 2026. But as far as everything that I've heard or how I've gauged it, and you and I kind of got proven wrong about that delay, right? It's the way it's looking. Fable is coming out this year.
I 100% thought it was never going to hit 2026.
I'm sorry.
Here we are.
I said fall. It will say fall on the Direct. They'll say that. And Xbox,
I'm actually okay with
needs to think more globally. Xbox needs to act like a global company. This podcast needs to act like an international podcast. When I say fall, in the U.S., the summer ends in September 20th. So if they are trying to get out Fable at the very end of September, that begins fall. But if they get it just before, they can say summer 2026. So let me go back. I said the months for everybody else, but the fall thing I just covered. That when we say fall, we mean the last 3 to 4 months of the year as a U.S. and Canadian people. I appreciate you.
So that you know what, that release cadence that you said makes sense. Some people in the chat don't agree, and that's totally fine. That's totally good.
I mean,
but it's interesting. I don't know. We'll see. Andy Hart, yes, it will be day one over there. Yes.
And you know what, Mag? Yeah. Fable will be day one on PlayStation. I'm pretty sure. I agree
he's asking about E-Day. Because E-Day, they actually said so too.
Yes, and Gears E-Day.
And the Halo developers said as well that all their all their projects moving forward will be day one. But
Meg, I'll tell you this.
Yes.
If we watch that Direct on Thursday and they announced Fable with a release date for June something, I will not drop my jaw. I won't be surprised, because I think when you said that last week, I thought, yeah, that's absolutely when you release Fable. That's perfect. Yeah, why not?
You got the hype. You've got the hype of the Summer Games Fest.
Yep.
Right?
And the showcase.
Let's say this game hits the landing. It's absolutely smoking hot and everybody's loving it. Holy crap, I can't believe these graphics. What an amazing open world. Great game, great humor, great gravitas, whatever. Like everybody's talking about. Now you've got the Summer Games Fest where people show up in LA and everybody's talking. The buzz is there. right? You show it again there while all the people are in person. Start showing trailers on the big, Jumbotron and all this other stuff or whatever. You've got the hype, you got the buzz going, and you've got people physically there as well. That's how you grow hype. You know what I mean? Like, let's face it, Xbox marketing is 1 out of 10, maybe a 0.5 out of 10 in terms of their quality.
Yeah.
So, they just don't understand buzz because they're so corporate and they're just sort of like, well, the analytics told us, shut up. You sit down. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know what they're doing. Well, the analytics said this, sir. It's like, stop the analytics. Start thinking like a Hollywood studio. Start thinking like you're doing trailers for the biggest
like a fan.
movie.
Think like a fan too.
Like, I know it costs money. Like, let's not lie to each other. Let's not lie to ourselves. This stuff costs money. But you know how cool it was in 2020 when I was walking on the lakeshore in downtown Toronto and there was a giant Series X floating in Lake Ontario?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell is that? And everybody was gathering around. Everybody was talking about it. They're like, look at this. Look at that. It's Xbox floating in the thing. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
the best time to launch is June. Everybody's there. All the YouTubers are there. You're going to have you're going to be sitting there eating a hoagie sandwich, next to, what's his name? Skill Up. And, and all of a sudden everybody's talking about Fable and this and that or whatever.
Hoagie
and, Jez Corden flies in from Germany. Is he in Germany now?
He's in Germany right now, yeah.
He's in Germany, yeah. Goes into, from Germany and this and that or whatever, and everybody's there. Everybody's yip-yapping and talking about it. Risk it with a biscuit, gets off of his rack, gets out of his kangaroo. He comes over, he's there, he's hanging out with that blue number, and everybody's having a good time, and everybody's talking about Fable.
I hope so. I do have my reservations. We'll see. I'm really hoping that I'm super impressed with Fable. So I've got plans to make content
I think
that
it's gonna
day.
be great.
We'll see how it goes. I hope so. I really hope so.
I am begging for a June release because not only does it give you that month of June for everybody to play it, plus, like I said, the hype of the Summer Games Fest, you can reiterate that the game has already launched, it's doing well. Start doing those commercials, 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, and it shows all the media outlets, giving the scores, hype it up, put it on TV.
Yep.
And then you've got the rest of the summer for people to casually kind of get through it, whoever's not out, going to the beach or going to the cottage or this and that. The game is there and available, and you've given it lots of breathing space. Because and the other thing, I did see some other people in the chat says things like, man, that's tight. Like every month, it's great, but those are huge games.
Well, don't act like you're not used to it. We just went through 2024 was pretty busy, and 2025 was packed, and so's 2026. Yeah. And Mag already said it looks like 27 is going to be like that.
27 is already starting to shape up too. So
I'm looking at
it's gonna be great.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the YouTube and like the games media scene where everyone's talking about it's cooked, it's over, they're done, they're screwed, they're closing down, they're not going to make it, this is going to fail. And there's all these people making videos about how the industry's in turmoil, we're up against the AI problems and all this. And I take a step back every day and go, but that Black John goes, April's wide open. Yeah, I just don't, Meg and I don't feel like Fable is probably ready for April. It's probably a little bit later, but hey, we could be, if they announced it for April, then maybe my jaw would drop. And I was like, great, perfect. It must be rocking and ready to go. I always take a look at all the doom and gloom, but the games, Mag, the games are coming out and they're all really good. Almost all of them are really good. Even even some of the games that I saw an article just before the show went up. A gamesindustry.biz journalist was complaining about the Outer Worlds 2 from Obsidian Entertainment, said it sold less than 1 million copies. Like, this is bad. This is this is the guy's, this is the journalistic approach here. This is so bad for studios like Obsidian. Like, it's, this is a big problem, only selling less than 1 million copies. Outer Worlds 1 back in 2019 sold 2 million copies. And I said, how is this bad for Obsidian? They've literally greenlit 4 new projects. One of them is probably a massive Fallout game. Obsidian's not going anywhere. They just had Avowed at the beginning of the year, which didn't sell very many, and they're still supporting it, still doing really well. And Outer Worlds didn't sell as much as Outer Worlds 1. Let me just do this tangent for a second. Outer Worlds 1 launched in the genesis of Game Pass when there was less than 10 million subscribers. Outer Worlds 2 launched when there's well over 35 million people across PC day one and Xbox consoles day one. So many people tried Outer Worlds 2 instead of paying full price. And Xbox has already accounted for this. They know that you're building this game, it's going to be in Game Pass, and so they've already funded them that money. So I think it's so funny that the games journalists are always talking about it's over, they're doomed, it's cooked, and the content creators. Even my video the other day about Elder Scrolls and Bethesda is kind of like, oh, they're doomed, it's cooked. But I'm trying to explain to you, this is the reality. Games are amazing right now. People are loving the games. They don't even have time to play all of them. Let me get into the discussion around Bethesda really quickly.
Okay,
Kurt
sure.
Coleman, a former writer that worked for Bethesda for over 20 years, Skyrim fame, complained about how Bethesda is not the same Bethesda that they used to be. And I absolutely understand that. And I wanted to bring that out because a lot of people are looking at Elder Scrolls 6 and they're like, if you think the Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out in the next year or so, you have another thing coming. And I'm
Good
like,
song.
yeah, I'm like, why are we doing this? I think I talked about this last week. Why are we saying it took 8 years to make Starfield, a game that was built from the ground up, a whole new IP, overhauled engine, built in the middle of the global pandemic. And now that's the measuring stick for how games are going to be made by Bethesda from now on. They started working on Elder Scrolls in 2022. It's not insane to think that this game could come out at the end of 2026 or maybe the end of 2027, but everybody, Mag, is like, there's no way that game's coming out before 2028. By Jove, look at them. They take forever to make games.
By Jove.
They did the same thing with Death Stranding. Death Stranding's going to take forever. Kojima takes forever to come out with his games. All of a sudden, his game's out in 2019, and he already has a sequel. Things have changed. But Bethesda does have problems, and I want to, I don't know how much of an expert or follower you are on what's going on with Bethesda, but Todd Howard is barely involved in game
following
development.
that story. I've been following that story.
Yeah, what's your take on this? Because I did a whole video, and now I don't have to talk.
I think there was more. Now, listen, I'm not really outside of these. I was about to say Skyrim. Outside of the Elder Scrolls series, a lot of the Bethesda games don't really take to me. I've tried multiple times. Fallout 3. I loved Fallout 3 though. That was another one. I love Fallout 3. But here's the thing. I think there was a more personal aspect to that story because, in that article, if you kind of get about halfway down or 3/4 down, he was talking about the whole thing. And I'm not saying this in an accusatory fashion. However, I will say that he did say that he was promised to be the director of the next game or whatever, and then they ended up picking somebody else. So I have a feeling that being the case, you know what I mean? Like there's a little bit of an angle there because you've got a personal, I won't say vendetta, but you certainly have a personal issue at that point, or at least you could take issue on a personal level because you've been stepped over. You know what I mean? You kind of like Fredo in Godfather 2. I got Mikey. That's not the way I wanted it. You know what I mean? And so maybe there's a little of that in there.
I didn't think about that.
When you get, I immediately picked that out because I'm like, oh, I see what's going on here.
You see it all the time unless they work for PlayStation. For some reason, they're always devoted.
So it's just like, I looked at that and I was like, oh, that's interesting because immediately I was just like, oh, so he was stepped over even though he was apparently, I'm going to say allegedly because it's not confirmed by anybody else that he was promised to be the lead director for the next project, and then he was stepped over. Right. And so I'm like, well, now, and then he's saying like, oh yeah, it's not what it used to be. And this and that, you probably say the same thing too, if you were promised a promotion and then you got stepped over.
It's been like that at my work for sure. Yeah. I've seen
now
that.
Imagine how many years. Now the thing is, wasn't he already with them for 8 years and then he claimed, he says that he was told that the next project he would be the lead. So he stayed on for even more years after that. And then after devoting all those years, which is over a decade, then he was stepped over for the next project. I mean, come on. You don't have to be Fellini to figure that out. Like, I don't have to be like you know what I mean? I don't have to be an interpretive director to figure out that story. You know exactly what that is. But Bethesda is not what it used to be, but Rockstar is not what it used to be, and Coalition is not what it used to be, and Halo Studios is not what it used to be. You know why?
All of your favorite studios aren't what they used to be, Mag.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And so the reason why, and Naughty Dog's not what it used to be, and the reason why is because all those people that made the games you love are gone. and it's new people in. So when people look at these things like, oh, this is not the fill in the blank that I'm used to. I'm like, well, yeah, it's different people now, different leaders, different management, different work styles.
Those new people have been there for like 10 years. That's how bad it is. That's how old we are.
So like, you know what I mean? So like, of course they're not going to be the same. And like I said, I don't make excuses for any of those companies at all. I tell it exactly how it is, regardless of what some people think in the chat.
I 100% agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I 100% agree that Bethesda is not scrappy or personable or approachable like they used to be with their developers. He said 4 satellite offices, and I cover this in the video. So yeah.
It was a good video.
I've seen this in my job too. Like, you can't just go and talk to the big boss, like swing by and when the door's open and say, hey, what about this? Yeah, I mean, we know that Todd has not been directly involved in design and creation of video games for over 10 years. And now he's like Mr. Hollywood. He's killing it with this Fallout TV show. What he's doing is really working. So his creative force is still there really well. So, no
one's attacking that, I don't think. I mean, well, some people did. I saw some videos out there on YouTube where people were attacking that. And I'm like, well, you know,
it's an easy target.
Not all the games. Yeah. And I mean, like, I could see that, but like, I think that some people were attacking the products, like the actual projects themselves, the games, the IPs or whatever. And we're trying to tie it into the story. And I'm like, I don't see the correlation between that story and the games.
You mean like that's what Bethesda's future projects you talking about? Is that what you're saying?
The current projects that have come out over the last, like, this generation. And then, like, it almost felt like what was happening is I noticed, like, some YouTubers out there, I was watching some of them, and they were trying to make a correlation between this story and, like, Starfield not hitting the way they wanted it to, or Redfall, or this and that. It was like, oh, well, you know, Redfall happened because of this guy's story. And I'm like, I don't see that lining up. I think that this guy's story was a little bit more personal for the reasons I had stated earlier. However, I'm thinking that, like, with that, I don't tie the two together. You know what I mean? I'm not tying the two together. And that's not some kind of weird cope or something like that, or, you know, whatever. I just think that I just don't see the correlation. I really don't.
I mean, Bethesda has taken a pretty high quality hit and I outlined this in my video, at the end of the 2010s. We're talking like 2018-ish era. Like I tried to explain this. Yeah, they wanted to be poised to be purchased, but they needed to get their value proposition up for someone to say, hey, we want to buy them. So they pushed the Fallout 76 thing out, like, hey, this will be big. It'll draw people, you know, reoccurring residual revenue from Fallout 76. They told Arcane Austin, who normally makes really great single-player games, to make a 4-player co-op vampire killing game. And then the Wolfenstein Youngblood thing, which is like not a great game from what Machine Games...
Didn't they approach Phil at one point? Or is that how it all went down? Like, they were basically on the ropes and they were just
I mean, they already had those games out, but you know, they had planned those to get themselves ready to be purchased, and they had Fallout 76 out, they had Youngblood, and then they're working on Redfall, or starting Redfall, and they still, you know, they told Phil, like, we've been working together for a decade, like, we'd be great, or decades, we'd be great to purchase. And I think Xbox got them for $9 billion or $8 billion. I can't remember what the number was.
Yeah, I think it was like 8 point something, 8.3.
Yeah, which was kind of a steal, kind of a good deal when you've got all those franchises. But yeah, I mean, and then Starfield takes major hits. Starfield's an awesome game. Is Starfield better than Skyrim? No one would ever say that. Is Starfield as good as Skyrim? No, but it's awesome. So yeah, they've had a lot of problems. And then Elder Scrolls 6 comes in, and he says that it was meant to be, you're going to love this, Mag. I don't know if you read this part of the article, but he said Elder Scrolls 6 is supposed to come out in the next year or two or whatever, and it's supposed to be the Empire Strikes Back of the Elder Scrolls series.
Yeah, I did read that. That sounds exciting.
Yeah, we're going to be like the bad guys, and it was going to end on a really big cliffhanger where they took over and the world is screwed. And then Elder Scrolls 7 was going to be this huge Return of the Jedi moment. And, you know, if you're a classic Star Wars fan, you're like, I can see why that's a good idea. So, the Elder Strike Back.
Glinzer nails it. I know you just read it too. Glinzer, you rock, dude.
Yeah, thank you. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it might have been 7 billion. I can't remember. I reported on that for like a year and a half, but memory escapes me because I'm 90 years old. But yeah, Elder Scrolls 6. King Fanman's here in the chat. 7.9 billion. He knows because he wrote the check. King Fanman and I have kind of like, we did a show together on his channel. He's awesome. You should go subscribe to him to get tons of Fallout and Starfield content and Elder Scrolls stuff. King Fanman's kind of in this, it's not 2030. I think maybe even King Fanman's like, I'm not quite sure if I'm speaking for him, that I'm not quite sure if it's even 2028. It might be sooner. He's like the hopeful, just like me. Hey man, maybe it's at the end of 2027 at the latest. And if it isn't, this is me speaking. If it isn't at the end of 2027, I guess they need more time and I'll just wait a little longer because gaming's great. I'm not going to sit and cry and kick rocks because the game didn't come out when I said Fable was going to be in 2024. And I think maybe they wanted to, but it's not. Yeah. 6.9 billion says Magnum.
And you know, the thing is, like, I'm going to be disappointed by certain IPs that get delayed or whatever else, right? It bothers, pisses me off. But the thing is, at the end of the day, let's just take your Fable example. Okay. You just said Fable. Oh, you thought it was coming out in 2024. How many video games have you played from 2024 till now?
Like 60.
Okay. So was there any shortage of you not playing Fable? So if it takes an extra 2 years or extra 3 years or whatever else, does it really make a difference?
If Grand Theft Auto 6
saying?
Slips into 2027.
Oh, no. Okay.
I will say, gosh, dang it.
I'm going to freak out because it's
kind of hard to keep that same energy.
I've had enough of the delays.
I know. But, I don't know. I just can't see Rockstar putting out a game that's broken. Let's talk about Rockstar.
They won't. Yes, let's talk about Rockstar.
Let's talk about Rockstar. This morning, a fire broke out in their boiler room, an explosion. No one was injured. No one was even hurt. Property damage. The firemen had to come in and sign the NDA as they're like bringing the hoses in, looking at the monitors. They're like, holy crap. Yeah. We joke about it because they said everything's fine. There's no delay. That was reported this morning. I put out a Grand Theft Auto 6 video. It was ready to come out 3 hours after the news broke about the boiler room explosion. And I was like, oh crap. That's all anyone's going to talk about is this delay because of an explosion in their studio. I mean, of course, it sucks if people can't work, blah, blah, blah. Wah, wah, wah. No, I'm just joking. You know how people are, right? They would jump on my case about it. But thank you guys so much for watching that video. There's a couple spoilers I won't talk about, but
yes, please don't.
Yeah, there's I don't know, there's a couple like little nuggets that came out of the Grand Theft Auto 6 stuff. Like we know that Jason and Lucia are going to be like a Bonnie and Clyde couple. So some of the leaks are kind of talking about how that's going to organically happen. You just don't start off and you're out robbing banks at moment one. So that's going to be a really cool dynamic. That there's going to be some pretty heavy stuff. They said that there's like a whole TikTok thing, like an actual living social media TikTok in the game where you can share moments of what happened in the game. People can share moments of what you've done in the game or if you're committing crimes, like civilians can make a TikTok on it. It's going to be absolutely insane. What else have you heard? I want to make sure I don't step on your toes. I know you
not at all.
Did you read the thread at all?
Yes. Now the thing is, I'm going to stay away from most of it, but the story beats.
There's the opening.
Like
hold on.
Yeah.
There's the opening missions for the two characters that we will not discuss here, and they were at the very top of the thread. And
I'm not talking about any of that stuff.
Yeah, they're not going to blow your mind because we're not going to talk about them. Because I thought, why would you put that at the very beginning? Because the opening moments of the game, people want to experience that when they grab the controller, when that game comes out. So we will not be discussing any of that stuff today. So enjoy.
I stayed away from all of it. I stayed away from most of it, but I did take a gander. But I was just like, I'm like, okay, when you're talking about the Bonnie and Clyde thing, knew about that. I knew about the TikTok thing, like the social media thing. It was going to be like a TikTok / Twitter, whatever. But, it is what it is. So yeah, that was going to be going on. Now, the interesting thing is, are they going to have a way of integrating that entirely like that sort of online social media in there? You be able to, actually share it out in the real social media? Because I was thinking to myself in that respect, I'm like, what's going to happen? That is going to blow up even more so, and it's going to become the biggest cultural phenomenon to ever happen. And it's going to, because then all of a sudden it's no longer just 185 million sales. Now you're talking about billions of people around the world are going to be watching those TikTok videos and the Twitter.
Even if that
posts
didn't
and all
exist,
kinds of
that's
stuff.
going to be huge. But,
Instagram and all that kind of stuff. Like, they're going to find a way to integrate it into real social media as well as the in-game social media. It's going to be unbelievable. And the whole, sorry.
What is the TikTok name going to be? The parody, the spoof name on the game? What would you guess?
I don't know,
be?
but it's it's going to be funny. Now, I don't know how much of an edge. Now, here's the thing. I don't know how much of an edge Rockstar has anymore. Because they used to be pretty funny back in the days, and now everybody seems to be afraid they're going to offend somebody. But I don't know how much edge they still got left in them. But I would imagine it might be something funny.
Yeah, like
it might be something funny. I mean, that's TikTok is Chinese, right? So I mean, if they have the balls, you think they're going to make some kind of a joke about it, and like, you know what I mean? Like, call it some funny Chinese name.
Yeah, just call it some ultra offensive Chinese sounding thing. Yeah, that would be hilarious. And they would have done that. I mean? Yeah, like
they would have done that, but now everybody.
My kids would be so mad at me. They get so mad when I do any type of accent. Yeah, but hey, we were raised in the '80s. Accents are that's people trying to pronounce our language, and it just sounds funny to us. It's just how it is, and it's and nobody gets hurt. It's great. I can imagine if I went to another country, like I was in Amsterdam for like 2 days, and I'm sure I sounded like an absolute moron. And I was just speaking English. I sound like a moron anyway. But one of the other things that came out of this leak was they're going to have a full overhauled looting system, kind of like Red Dead Redemption 2, where you can rifle through drawers. And grabbing valuables is going to be a big part of the game to help you make money while you're doing missions. Like, instead of just looting bodies like you do in Grand Theft Auto 5, you'll be able to go through people's cars and their houses and their drawers. And there's actually a full home robbery mechanic in the game. Kind of like there's like a couple missions early on in San Andreas where you can pick and scope out houses, break in and try and steal and get out of there before the alarm goes off or before somebody wakes up or whatever. Could be pretty insane.
I can't wait for everybody. You know what's going to happen. As soon as that starts happening, they're promoting and this and that and like whatever. I'm like, well, they kind of are, but like at the same time, if it's in a game, whatever. As long as but the thing is, here's the problem. The problem is people are already doing it in real life, and the people that are already going to be doing it in real life are going to do it anyway. It's not going to take GTA 6 to do it. I mean, there'll always be somebody who's impressionable enough and stupid enough to be like, hey, we should try the thing we did in the game. You know what I mean? But
nobody does
for the
that.
Majority of the people, they won't do that kind of stuff. So
until they get to court.
It's not like, was Genghis Khan playing Call of Duty before he went out and massacred 500,000 Chinese people? You know what I mean? Like,
he actually was. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I didn't know that you didn't know that, but yeah, Genghis Khan had a 360. So, yeah. Yeah, he beheaded
That's why
someone.
He started murdering people. He got the Red Ring of Death. Yeah, he got the Red Ring of Death. And then that's it. Then it set him off. And then he went and murdered 500,000 people, slaughtered them all.
The low-hanging fruit just writes itself for us.
It just does itself. We should be writing for GTA.
Shout out to Aero Nation for gifting 5 channels. Red Ring of Death. I don't even know what he would sound like. I only know what he sounds like from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Right? Aero Nation TV. Yeah, there's Gen X one for you. Thank you for channel membership gifts. 5 people: Broke Boy, Boom Chow, Crispy Bomb, Sargonaut, and Sabina Finest.
I recognize all those names.
Appreciate you all. Yeah.
I recognize all those lovely names in the chat. They're all maggots.
Yeah, thank you for being here because of Mag, and appreciate it. Subscribe to his channel, The Mag Show. It is in the description. We appreciate him. Purple Haze, thank you for the 5, says, hey, would you guys play a Speedster game that doesn't have to do with DC Flash? It's an original character and IP. What would you like to see from it? Speedster? Is that a character or original character you made up? Like a Flash type game, but it's not Flash from DC. I don't know how you do like a high-speed character game in a video game. How would you do that?
I don't know.
Like Wipeout, where your character just runs really fast and has to I don't know, Could be cool.
I mean, they did it with Sonic, but that was a platformer. It was a little different, right? Because then what you could do is they pull the camera back a little bit, in which they did. So if you play Sonic, you're not like, well, sometimes they did the 3D one, and that really didn't work out. Like people were having like seizures playing it.
That thing.
You remember the one that showed up on the X? I remember there was a.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. I always wanted to buy it. It came out early on the 360, but it also switched to side view at time to time.
Yes, and there was a demo, because remember when they used to have demos on the 360? You could just download all those demos, and I downloaded that Sonic the Hedgehog 3D demo on the Xbox 360, and I'm like, this is awesome. But I'm like, I never bought a full game of that. I never bought it either. I just kept playing the demo.
I played the demo like 9 times. I'm just like you.
Me too. I just kept playing the demo.
I was like, I should probably buy this because I really like the demo, and I never did because I thought, I was thinking I didn't want to be committed to a full Sonic game, so I couldn't pull the trigger. Isn't that weird? Because I didn't grow up on
not really. I mean,
Sonic.
Like you played the 3D Sonic. Like, can you imagine trying to play that for like 8 hours? Like you'd go blind, dude.
Yeah, that is funny. So yeah, if there was like a more mature version of that wasn't Sonic, maybe Meg and I could wrap our heads around it. Nikki Z 25, thank you for the $5 super, says, give me remakes of Fallout 3 and Prototype and Starfield expansion, and I'm good for the rest of the year. Appreciate you, Nikki. Red Wolf made a really great video. It kind of sounds like it's going to be negative, but he talked about Starfield and how he believes that they're going to do this one expansion and this like 2.0 overhaul, and then that's all we'll ever see from Starfield. And I kind of agree with him because Fallout 76 has 5 or 6 years of updates. It's like growing people. People are growing in the community. It's doing really well. But we feel like Starfield's going to get this one final thing. And Bethesda's like, we did it. It was just what it did. It made $1 billion or something, I think you reported. And they'll be done with it. Yeah, I feel like the same way. Game Seeker with the Canadian 2 goes, Mag, will Mark Carney manufacture the PS6 in China?
Oh, of course he will. Of course he will. He's making Chinese. He's going to be made a deal with making Chinese cars. Now he's going to be making Chinese consoles. Yeah, it's all it. It's all part of the plan. All part of the New World Order. Yes, it's coming.
He's got like watches. Like I got these.
And then guess who's coming to the U.S.? This guy. I'm coming back home, baby.
I'll let you know when a house in my neighborhood sells, so you can move in across the street, and I can say, "Hey, Mag, you didn't take out your garbage. It's Wednesday." And you're like, "Colt,
light fireworks on your." You know I don't sleep, right? So I'll be like lighting fireworks on your lawn at 3:45 in the morning.
My dogs would go crazy.
You'll know it's me because I don't sleep. Yeah.
That would be the worst if we lived across the street from each other. That would be the absolute worst.
We would get nothing done. Like literally nothing done. Like is he over there again? Like talking over the fence, like what the hell was that show?
Home Improvement. I'll be Wilson.
Yeah, Home Improvement. Like
what you just all you see is over there, Mag.
Yeah, just a bald head and then another bald head. Just that's it, looking over each other's fences. Yeah,
probably flip over those chicken wings, Mag. Be awesome. 78 Incorporated, US Gaming. Thank you for the 5. Goes, I'm late to the show, but Colt, what happened to the Men in Black suit? It's hanging up. If I wore it right now, I'd be sweating balls. But I appreciate you. And thank you for joining the early access. We got our good friend Boner Jams from the Under the Bus Network, the UTB podcast on Wednesday nights. Thank you for the 5. He goes, wanted to thank Mag and Colt Pleasurewood. That's a new one.
Oh, well.
For the Perennium Sunning Bash on Valentine's Day, I'm RSVPing for one, and we'll bring the lotion. Hugs and kisses. We appreciate you, Boner Jams. Keep on rocking, bro. Appreciate you.
I'm getting... Sorry, go ahead.
You're getting what?
I have something to say after that.
Oh, go ahead.
Do
it now.
Continue with the... okay, fine. I'll say it. I'm getting DMs from people that are asking. It's much easier to just say it than type. I'm getting DMs from some people that are kind of new to the whole YouTube thing. And hey, you know what? No fault of their own. There's a lot of people who are actually not really sure. They're asking me how to type into the chat, and they're saying they're listening to the show and they're not able to type in the chat. So the only solution I could think of is they don't actually have a YouTube account. Because I think you actually need to register. So, like for example, Debate Nate, I see you hitting me up here on Xbox, and I'm just talking to him right now. And then he's not the only one. I had like 3 people tonight saying, "Hey, I can't type in the chat." You if you don't have, you need a YouTube account.
If you do have a YouTube account, you have to be subscribed for 5 minutes. And when you get to and I do that to keep out spam bots and porn bots. they show up if you
Right.
don't have that on. Once you've been subscribed for 5 minutes, usually I set it to 1, so just anyone can just, if they're like, oh, I haven't subscribed, but I want to write something, they can just subscribe, just wait the 60 seconds. That's as slow as it goes. Usually I set it for 1, but today it's on 5. Yeah, just make sure you're subscribed, and it'll tell you a message that subscribers must be subscribed for 5 minutes before they can chat, and then you can write something. Yeah, but I always turn subscriber mode on because it keeps out the riffraff. And every once in a while, someone who absolutely hates me will come in and write something, but they can always just sub and write whatever they want and then unsub at their leisure. I don't care. Like I don't get anything for
promoting
subbing.
thumbs down to my videos now. I'm gonna start promoting thumbs down.
Right?
Yeah, hey, if you hate me, hit the thumbs down. You're actually helping.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 3 right now.
Yay! No way.
What do we got?
Awesome.
We got 458 people. Thank you guys. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope that there's not other problems. But yeah, 121P goes, that still won't keep me out. Appreciate you. He's also a channel member. We got Biff Rinaldi with a 5. Says, my Discord rap said I played 74 games this year alone.
Jesus.
ADHD. Yeah, I usually play around 30-ish. New games, but yeah, I dip into other stuff. Gene Messi, 3180. Thank you for the 2. Says, manifest it, Colt. February 1st. Fable, February. Stop fighting it. I would absolutely manifest that. And in fact, if you've waited this long, why not have the game ready for February? I will not fight that. Mag?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Dude, I would be totally fine with it because the sooner the better, but to me, it wouldn't make much sense. Because you're going to be like, oh, by the way, it's coming out in 3 weeks. And then I'm like, are we going to start launching the campaign? Are we going to start talking?
What campaign? 1 out of 10.
The marketing the marketing campaign, yeah. Like, you're going to start doing stuff. Like, you guys got to hype this up because it's not, like we said before, this is no longer just for Game Pass. This is now for PlayStation.
Steam.
Probably eventually Switch. Steam, well, I mean, they've always been
maybe
locked in with Steam or whatever, but I'm just saying in the future, maybe Switch, because look at Switch is doing some pretty wild things these days. Like, for example, they're releasing, what's it called? Resident Evil Requiem is showing up on Switch 2.
Yep.
Resident Evil Village and Biohazard are showing up on Switch 2 the same day. They have like a legacy thing, a box that you can buy. And then there was a couple of other big games that are, Starfield's going to Switch 2. And I'm like, if Starfield can get... Yeah, so if Starfield can get the Switch 2, by the way, it has a 60 FPS mode on the Switch 2 for Starfield. So
you think so?
That being the... Yeah, there's a performance mode on it. Yeah. So here's the cool thing. If you could do that, what if a year from now you can release a Fable? I don't see why not. And so, like, you're now advertising to all these different people. I think February's too soon. June, the earliest, but I mean, I wouldn't say no
April could happen. But I don't think it will.
April could happen because the only game coming out in April is Soros, and that's a pretty. I know the other one sold well. It sold 1 million copies.
It's only on PlayStation. It's only on PlayStation.
It's only on PlayStation. So Soros is the only game over there, and then May you've got Forza Horizon 6. You've got Legacy of the Dark Knight, the Batman game. Right. So you've got 2 big games there coming out.
Dang,
in May.
you have a good memory. So or are you looking up something?
No. I'm staring at you. And then of course, June, the first week of June, you've got 007. So I would say around the time of the game, I was about to say the Game Awards, Summer Games Fest. Do it, man. Do it.
Do you remember on UHF with Weird Al when he goes into like the Incan tomb and there's like that statue and it's like,
yes. I've always laughed at that. I was like, why that face? And how
like,
is
that's
that
a classic,
scary?
right? But yeah, that's the thing. He like spoofs, like, because in Raiders of the Lost Ark, there's like this really scary, like, I don't know if it was Incan or whatever it was, Mayan or whatever. I can't remember. No, I already played the game.
Yeah, I think, no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, it's all creepy in there, and then he turns the corner, and there's
Brad Ward that fight. Face. It was really funny.
Brad Ward fight will have a screenshot of that on Twitter. In about
for sure he's
going
to have a screenshot of that. And by the way, fun fact, later in the Indy Jones movie, not sure if it made it to the game because I didn't see it in the game. If you look at the Egyptian hieroglyphics, there are hieroglyphics of C-3PO and R2-D2.
Oh, I heard about that.
That were put in there. They were put in there. Spielberg did it as a joke because Lucas wrote all the Indiana Jones movies, right?
Yeah.
So like he was there on set, and then they thought that was funny, and he didn't notice it right away. And all of a sudden he's like, "Is that 3PO and R2D2 in there?" So yeah, it is in there. It's kind of funny, but anyhow, back to the Fable thing. I mean, it would be wishful thinking to think as early as February. However, I mean, I would love to see June. I'd love to see the first week of June.
Yeah, and if anybody tells you shadow drop Fable or Fable's going to shadow drop,
God,
or they
are you
should
kidding me? You can't do that.
Tell people stop wanting that. That's not
You're
a good
publisher
thing.
now.
Yeah,
but you're a
it's not
publisher now. You're no longer feeding. You are feeding Game Pass. I mean, you are feeding Game Pass, but that's not your sole purpose anymore. You're now a publisher. They're a publisher, and that's where their money is. That's where their focus is. That's where their $80 billion investment went into, is for publishing, not to just randomly drop it on Game Pass because some people want it. Like, you know what I mean? So they're not going to shadow drop stuff like that because it is way too much money to just be willy-nilly with it. You got to think big now. You're thinking like a publisher.
Yeah, they got to split that in half because they're making $5 billion a year with Game Pass. So keeping that sustaining or slightly growing is doing really well for them. But now that they're putting their games on PlayStation and, you know, on Steam as well as Xbox PC, and Switch. Good point.
Yeah,
they got to be thinking, we got to make this $5 billion and we got to make this big chunk over here on those consoles, and that means keeping an eye on PlayStation's releases too. Like when they know when Wolverine's going to be a certain time, they got to make sure that they don't step on Wolverine and that Wolverine doesn't step on Fable. Boom Chow, thank you so much for gifting 5 channel memberships to 121p, the Black John, Music 72, Steel OX Fax, Steel O Fax, Dallas LeBeau, and Andy Hart. Appreciate you. Sabrina Finest says, thank you for the 5. Says, howdy y'all. Wish me luck at my big interview on Wednesday. Is Gears of War E-Day this year pushed to 2027? We already covered that. No, it's this year, but congrats on getting the interview. And yes, big luck. Hope you nail it and get that job.
Yes, good luck.
Marcus stuff out there,
if you're looking for it, we talked about it, I would say about an hour ago, we talked about it.
Yeah, we talked
about
about
a discussion about the possible release cadence of the games coming out this year. Colt spoke to somebody.
Yeah, if you want to
have a little bit more knowledge.
Yeah, and when the show's
Call of Duty's not going to Switch too, Christopher. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I haven't even looked at that.
Sorry,
yeah, it'll be around the 1 hour and 15 minute mark of the show when it's done, and I'll have timestamps up. We didn't finish talking about. I don't know if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. Let me look real quick before I move here. Hold on. I'm opening up another tab. Let me load this up right here. When we're talking about Grand Theft Auto, we said there was a robbery thing. The cop chaser is supposed to be more dynamic. It's not just a circle to escape. They can see you on closed circuit cameras. I don't know how that's going to work, but that sounds awesome. Let me see if there's anything else.
Wild,
they said there's no chainsaw. Spoilers, there's no chainsaw in the game, but they are making weapon loadouts more realistic, meaning you can only carry a rifle and a pistol or sidearm. And if you want to carry more guns or change out your guns, you have to go pop your trunk, like something that was advertised for Cyberpunk 2077. I'm not super excited about that. I like having 12 guns on me, but
yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you could just go to the trunk and be like, okay, I know what kind of mission I'm walking into. I'm going to go with, an AR-15 or an M4 carbine and a side piece or whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, at least you know what you're walking into. Well, hopefully. Or I'm going to be doing this close quarters thing inside a building or whatever. Let me take a shotty and let me take my shotgun and let me take a handgun or something. And
wouldn't it be cool if like you're in a firefight and you run across the parking lot to your car and get in cover and pop the trunk really quick and grab like a bigger thing like a grenade launcher or something. Like there could be some cool moments in that. That realism is going to be paramount to how that game feels. Matt McDonald, thank you for the Canadian 5, says, what's up, Colt and fellow Canadian Mag? I think Gears E-Day has its own direct immediately after the Xbox showcase and released in October. Thoughts? That's a freaking solid, perfect.
That would be pretty cool
prediction. I think that's actually 100%.
That'd be pretty cool, but I think they would have announced it. I think they would have announced it because they've done that before. Like they've said things like "Stay tuned after."
They don't announce the showcase till May, Mag. They don't say a word until May. He's talking June showcase.
Oh, sorry. I got it mixed up. Sorry,
he even gives you the Canadian sorry. You thought he meant direct?
No. I thought he was talking about the developer direct. Sorry,
Yeah,
my
sorry.
bad, dude. I when I saw Xbox Showcase, I immediately thought Xbox developer direct. I did not think the June Showcase. Okay, the June Showcase absolutely makes sense. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I could absolutely see them doing that. And then later in the summer, as tradition usually goes, they'll do the Call of Duty one. Right? They usually do a Call of Duty one somewhere in there, but I think they'll do one for the Gears one. Yeah, that makes sense, brother. Yeah, Matt, that makes sense. Sorry, I got it totally mixed up. I'm like,
Yeah.
there's no way they're going to randomly just say that in 2 days from now.
I mean,
So I didn't, yeah.
if I had to put money down and it was gone if I was wrong, I would
Jack.
be totally with Matt McDonald Media on that. That sounds
They'll
like
do that.
completely solid and believable as a
Well, yeah,
prediction.
because
That's awesome.
If you want to release in August, let's just say, for argument's sake, as we were thinking, do a deep dive in at the end of the showcase. Be like, stay tuned for, the coalition's going to do a special little sit down and whatever. And they're all going to sit in their squashy armchairs and talk for a bit. And then they're going to show multiplayer, this and that. They're going to show what features come and and then they say, oh, and then it's coming in whatever, August 27th or something like that. And then off you go. Or whatever, August 16th, whatever date they
October,
decide to pick.
I don't know
and
what
then,
it is. I wrote it. Oh, wait, it's
whatever
up
it
here.
is. I think it's
Yeah, August, like
I
you
think
said.
that's pretty good. Yeah.
That's it. That's
Sounds
the
good.
show. I don't want to. We were supposed to have an hour and a half, and you guys powered us through an amazing show. We had well over
Yeah, man, there's still
550
lots to talk
people
about,
here. Yeah, Mag. Yeah, it's been really good. Everybody, go support your local Mag show on YouTube. He's killing it. 3,000
Thank
subs
you.
up in the very first year of his content, and he's bringing all of you fine people to hang out with us every Monday night. We won't be doing a live stream. I would consider doing a live stream for Developer Direct, but if it's not a perfect stream like I don't have here, I'm not going to have somebody sit there and have the show buffer when they could watch it other places. But I've planned on making a full production video about Fable if it ends up blowing my face off my skull, and I hope it does. Mag, tell everybody where they can find you, what you have planned for the week. We're going to get out of here. It's been great.
Yeah, man. Oh, it was an awesome show. It was great chat. You guys are amazing, except for some of you. Blind King, I see you. No, he's a scumbag. So, anyways, it was we're going to be doing Magcast tomorrow night. It's the 1 year anniversary of the channel being launched, and I'm going to have a big bash tomorrow night on the channel. So maggots, come out and support. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then on Thursday, I am doing a live reaction to the Developer Direct. So we're going to be doing that. Yeah, Xbox stuff. Yeah. Hey, Blind King, how many gamer points do you have? Just put it in the chat there, brother.
Yeah, I'm
anyways,
sure Mag has you beat. He even has me beat.
Oh, by a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got him. Yeah. Anyways, the point is that Xbox Developer Direct, I'll be doing that on Thursday. I'm excited for the show. It's going to be a lot of fun. And that is at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. Tomorrow night, 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard. And videos throughout the week. And then Friday Night Live, I will leave that up to the community as to what game you guys want me to play. I'll put a couple choices out there. And then we'll do that. And then on top of that, I just finished filming my new cooking video. So the new cooking video will drop for channel members first. I'm going to be dropping that tomorrow morning sometime. And then for the general public, I will be dropping it later on. So either way, yeah, great time, good things, and love you guys. And we'll talk to you guys all next week. But for anybody who want to come to my channel, I'll see you for the rest of this week. It's going to be a busy one, folks.
I pinned it at the top if you want to sub. It sounds like you're going to say great time, good time, great food, great taste, McDonald's or whatever. Their I can't remember what that was, like the mid 90s was their thing. Yeah, we appreciate you. Thank you. Go watch my Grand Theft Auto video. About 6 some minutes in, I have a big spoiler warning on the video if you want to watch up to that point and not hear how the opening of the game starts. It's kind of vague, but anyway, appreciate all your support. Check out the Elder Scrolls video as well if you want to hear about everything that's going on in Bethesda and why games got delayed and why I don't think some will be delayed all that much. So I will not have as much content going as Mag, but let's all enjoy the Developer Direct this Thursday. Just kick back and relax and enjoy it. Don't expect any big new reveals. I think they're going to have Double Fine's game as their secret game. And hearing that it might not be called Kiln, it might have a different name, but it will be the clay pots that we made fun of. But hopefully it's a fun game. So we appreciate you guys. We're going to get out of here. Everything done? Yeah, we're all good. You guys are amazing. Thanks for a good show. Meg, have a good day tomorrow and keep it wrinkled.
Have a good night, guys.